Hey guys, thanks for visiting 4G1G. It's Nate, aka Mista, Zip, Mac, Quincy, and me, Sista. Sorry for not uploading midweek like we usually do. Classes just start at our community college on Monday, so you can imagine how thrilled we've been staring into the abyss of our computer screens all day. Anyway, today's episode is about the 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist, the first anime adaptation of one of our all-time favorite animes. This version went off script from the manga and gave us something completely entirely different from everything we thought we knew. In the best way and in the worst ways. Anyway, if you have enjoyed our podcast, feel free to implode that subscribe/follow button under your thumb. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Player FM. While you're at it, give us a like, and if you're on YouTube, ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when we have new episodes, because boy, do we have a heck of a lot more coming. Let me stop holding you up, so let's go. Today, we're going to be talking about
Fullmetal Alchemist. All right, so
Okay, we were able to make the top
2003.
one.
yeah, 2003. We talked about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood quite a few times before because we love that show.
It's one of our favorite things ever.
Yeah, we watched it like 2 years ago, and we finished it like on December, and we loved it. It was great.
3 years ago, actually, or 2.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah, coincidentally,
Yep.
on the 1 year anniversary when we finished Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time.
What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, I know, right?
I found it.
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, you found Last Airbender too.
I found it.
Well, I didn't find it. I started
You watched it
watching
first. You're the first one to watch it though.
You
yeah.
learned of its existence.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. On Netflix, I guess.
And recently, we haven't been able to watch 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist for a long time, but we've recently been able to finally watch it, and we just finished Conqueror of Shamballa yesterday, and it's been interesting. I think we started in September last year,
We
right?
started like 9 months ago.
Around a little over 10 months ago, actually.
Holy
Wow,
smokes.
so we've been watching this for a while, and we finally finished it yesterday.
It's been a
long
busy.
enough.
It's been a busy 9 months.
Yeah,
So
that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Sister came up with the idea for us to talk about it once we finish it, and now that we're finally done, we're just going to go ahead and discuss it, mainly because Fullmetal Alchemist holds a special place in our hearts, and because we have a lot to say about the 2003.
yeah,
All right.
A lot.
Yeah, so let's get to it.
Talking stick?
Yeah, talking stick, very important. That was me hitting the mic with the talking stick.
don't hit the mic
Yeah.
with a talking stick. That's expensive equipment.
So background information. So I think the production or the actual anime was started when the first few chapters of Fullmetal Alchemist were released, the manga, right?
Yeah, I know some details. Okay, so what had happened was the company, like Studio Bones and the people behind it, wanted to be able to make a TV show for Fullmetal Alchemist. The only drawback for this was the fact that the manga was still in production, which is a pretty common thing for anime series, apparently. But this was interesting because of the fact that by the time they reached the spot for where the manga was currently producing, so it was currently producing stuff, then they basically just had to end up making their own sort of separate story arc or that sort of thing, which was actually approved by and encouraged by the author of the manga, Hiromu Arakawa. And I think she came up with some of the stuff, and they went to her as like an advisor, which makes sense because she kind of made the whole thing.
Yeah, kind
Well, I
of.
guess I explained why the cameos, sort of cameos of her that I really, really liked.
So they wanted to make sure they gave Senpai their great credit.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's Fullmetal Alchemist,
Yeah.
and of course, the actual completed thing for the actual series that was based entirely off of what the manga was made a few years later, right?
It was in 2009.
Yeah, in 2009 with Brotherhood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, also they're allowed to make their very own, like, official fan fiction.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we
the
always
manga.
called it.
So,
Yeah, actually, yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, so obviously they were pretty stoked about that. They didn't know what they were going to do with the movie. They did at first, but then they didn't. They kind of lost their motivation.
Yeah.
You could kind of sense when the motivation just drops.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah.
When the subplots do.
We'll
get there.
there.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that everything up until the fifth laboratory, I think, is pretty much the same as it is in the manga and in Brotherhood, and it's only up until that point when everything pretty much completely changes. It's like the canon event.
Yeah. I think I brought that up many times when we were watching it because of the fact that there was a bunch of stuff that was still consistent throughout both of the adaptations, specifically the stuff like the Tucker's, Hughes' death. Leo.
Most of the homunculi, Mustang, Scar,
Father Cornello, or like I'm talking specifically about like stuff that happens. It's basically, as Miguel O'Hara would put it, the canon events. It was, and since we obviously had watched Brotherhood and read the manga, we all know that this sort of thing is coming.
It's pretty much legends. They're pretty much legends, common stories or legends for us now.
Yeah, and also another thing that I think we've said before was that when they did that sort of what do you call it, when sometime after the Lior storyline, when they ended up taking a bit of a turn,
divergence.
A divergence. Well, it's less of a turn. It's more of like I guess a 180. But anyway, when it goes to the backstory of the Elrics for about 10 or 15 episodes, I honestly consider that to be canon with Brotherhood.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Brotherhood takes place like how many years after they get their after the human transmutation? It's like 5 years or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So anything could have happened during that time.
Yeah, including those crazy adventures that happened in 2003. Yeah.
Bizarre adventures. Edward L. D. Elric's Bizarre Adventures.
Yeah.
That was so random.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like what was
The
her
card
story?
lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the card lady.
That
the
was
whole
random.
Lupin
Yoki, of course.
Yeah, having Yoki, obviously, like the whole Lupin the Third thing again going back to the card lady. Yeah.
Wait, what's her name again? I mean,
Yeah, we never saw her again.
Ever. It hinted that it would probably show her again, but never did.
No.
Yeah, I never really understood how her
Because
alchemy
she's
worked.
a woman.
We'll get to that. I never really understood how her alchemy works either.
I totally forgot that she was an alchemist.
Yeah.
Is she really?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but-
It's something. It's like a transmutation circle. Like it's like the zip down thing. I don't know how it works.
I have a joke, but I probably
That was
shouldn't
fan
say it.
service.
it was
I was
to- yeah,
going
it was
to
totally
say
fan
something.
service.
Yeah.
I was just going to say something from the Tally Hall song,
Oh yeah.
but I won't.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The one from the Bismarcky
From
song.
that
The
one.
Monkey song, yeah. Yeah, I have a joke relating to that, but I'm not gonna say it. Like I said,
No, it's like she's got an alchemic symbol and a very big bra.
I know it. Yeah, I know it.
I just said okay.
You know
Go
what?
on.
Yeah, I just
Okay, so
Huh?
so her name was so the card lady was named
Harley
Clara, better known as the Phantom Thief Siren.
I forgot. I forgot about
I
that.
totally forgot.
Yeah, I totally forgot about her.
Phantom Thief.
Yeah.
Wait a
Probably
second.
cool.
What's Monoma's hero name in My Hero Academia again?
Isn't it Phantom Thief?
So what? Did he steal it from her? Did he steal it from Fullmetal Alchemist? Do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe I'd probably respect him a little bit more if he did.
If you knew he watched
If
it.
I knew he watched it.
Well,
Yeah.
we know he watches Star Wars, Harry Potter, and stuff, the Lord of the Rings, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if he wrote that though. No, who am I kidding? Of course he
I
probably
have a
did.
He made
feeling
himself the main
he
character.
did.
After
I think we
all.
might be getting a little sidetracked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are
should
for
probably
sure.
get back on course.
Yeah. So, sorry,
Where's
you
the
say something?
stick?
I was going to say
Oh.
that that Phantom Thief appears to be a trope and is a special class of criminal who is an elusive and fantastic thief who could be long gone before the victim even knows what hit him.
Oh yeah,
Sounds
like,
about
a
right.
cat,
Okay,
like,
so
like a
that's
cat
right.
burglar.
Yeah.
A very, very, very good cat burglar.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
It's like a gentleman thief or a lady thief.
Oh yeah.
But-
So
okay.
classy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we remember those 2 misadventures, maybe 3.
There's how
What
many
else?
misadventures were there?
There were so many. There was the whole thing. Remember with Winry getting kidnapped?
Oh yeah. That
Oh
that
lord, that
Barry
was
the Chopper.
that was not a misadventure.
No,
that was
that
horrible.
was-
Yeah.
It was.
That
I mean,
was
it was pretty good though. The actual episode.
yeah, and the fact with Winry was still affected, but then they never brought it up again.
Yeah. I wish they could have at least brought it up or something. Like
Yeah,
I just wish
twice.
that Barry the Chopper had at least a few lumps on his head because she carries that wrench everywhere she goes.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that was actually genuinely scary.
I'd imagine
Yeah.
that'd be pretty psychologically scarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for a number of reasons.
No, she's the character that cries for the main characters. That's what she does.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
full of tears.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Just a quick side note with Brotherhood. I like to think that Hiromu Arakawa became aware of that and decided that the whole daily thing with Edward saying that the next time I make you cry, it better be tears of joy. And when we didn't cry until all the way to the last episode
Yeah,
because of that.
one, it makes her still still relevant even when she doesn't show up, which thankfully she does with the whole Briggs thing. And for another, it just serves as something for everyone to cry about.
And it made-
yeah.
Yeah, and it almost got us too, I think.
Yeah,
I think
like the end.
I was just had like this. I remember I just had this sort of. I didn't cry. I just had this sort of sad, happy smile. As like
They finally did
finally
it.
did it.
That was so
Yes,
good.
we're boys. We're boys.
Yeah.
Which led to possibly the most spoilery and possibly one of my favorites eye catches in Brotherhood. It was a thing with showing the Elric brothers in Winry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
beautiful.
spoilery.
It's so spoilery because he's literally holding up his Ed's right arm.
Yeah, and Al is there.
Literally, he's
there.
literally just
Yeah. He's just there. Yeah.
Anyway, so as far as some of the differences, we're going to talk about those. We'll get to the plot and all that, but we're going to go ahead and start with the characters. So first of all, Ed and Al, they're the dudes, the brothers, the Elrics.
The guys. Yeah. I mean,
The
Al is
boys.
Al is a Fullmetal Alchemist, right? Is that right? What? It's the little boy.
You be quiet when you say that.
Well, why would I have to be quiet?
You gotta be.
He's always listening.
You never know.
I
think we're good.
Like I said, the average height boy, the boy with whose average height.
There you go.
He's the Fullmetal Alchemist, definitely. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because he's literally standing next to the guy with the bow. I mean, come on,
Okay,
how does this
okay,
make any
we'll
sense?
move
He's
Okay,
a
we'll
little,
keep going.
yeah. Fullmetal Alchemist, and he's a little twerp.
Hey, he becomes less of a twerp because of character development.
In
If he's-
2003.
I was thinking of the other one, but
It is. We're talking about the 2003.
Oh, that's right.
It's about the 2003.
okay, sorry. Talking about the 2003.
We
Just gotta
talked
keep
about
it.
this, Seb.
Yeah, we just gotta keep that the main focus. We were talking a bit about Brotherhood and
Yeah.
just stick in my head.
Sorry.
Yeah, you
hard
went
not to.
completely against what you said you wouldn't do.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is. Yeah, it's like talking about the differences between, say, I don't know, Dune the book, Dune the David Lynch movie, and the Dune the new movie. It's kind of hard to talk about
One without talking about the other.
Without talking about the other. Like there's some really big differences between the book and the movie, and there's some really big differences between the '84 movie and the new movie. It's the same. It's kind of like the same principle.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're in the 2003 zone. We got to think about 2003. We should
Like,
get the
as its own-
soundtrack up or something like
As its
that.
own
It's
separate thing.
Pretty much an entirely different story. So I was thinking this wouldn't be that hard. Just think
I
about.
thought it wouldn't be that hard either. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just think about it like we've never watched that 2009. Maybe
What 2009?
Thank you. Maybe do some comparisons when you need it, but like when you need to make a point or something. But let's just talk about the 2003, okay?
Yeah. Let's try to catch each other if we talk about. Anyway. So Ed and Al, like I was saying before.
Yeah, if someone brings up the 2009, we just grab a wrench. We just hit him in the head with a wrench.
We got
Actually, let me get a wrench.
talking
I'll be
stick right
back.
here. We should be good.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
So if you guys ever want to say something, then you raise your hand, get the talking stick, okay? Don't just start talking, Mac.
Okay.
You want to say something though?
No, that's about it.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, so like I said before, Ed and Al, they're not very different from how they were in the original show. Honestly, as far as like their main goals and stuff. I mean, it's because of the fact that they committed human transmutation. They want to get their bodies back. And they want to get the Philosopher's Stone in order to do it, and it's not, like I said before, it's not too different. Of course, the main thing. Oh wait, no, we're going to talk about the alchemy later, though. I think you guys have more thoughts on for their characterizations, though.
Yeah. Al's voice acting makes me a little irritated.
Well,
sometimes.
He was a kid, so
He's played by an
He
actual
was
child.
played by an actual child.
Yeah.
I forget about that. Okay, he's pretty good.
yeah,
All things considered, moving on.
as opposed
Ed.
to.
Mac,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, okay.
With Ed, Very good, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's just his voice actor is just excellent.
Uh-huh.
And pretty much like from other things I've listened to with other voice acting he's done, he's excellent in everything that
Including
he's been
Miraculous
in.
Ladybug.
And,
Especially Miraculous
I
Ladybug.
forgot about that.
Like,
and
yeah.
Rock and Learn.
Oh,
Oh.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm Makoto.
They also voiced Dollar Guy.
Really?
Oh,
Rock
I-
on,
you could-
Penny.
Yeah, you could.
Oh
It's
my
scary
God.
how much you can hear.
You
on
can
that.
hear it, yeah.
Hey, can I keep that? Can I keep that $100 bill just so I know what it looks like? Let me think. No,
Wait, was that from Rock and Learn?
that was in the Rock and Learn money thing. That's my favorite joke. And
Yeah, just so I remember what it looks like. Well, let me think. No.
I forgot about
I
that.
gotta
That's-
check that.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, the only one I remember, the only other thing I remembered him from in that brief 2 minutes was the other anime.
Oh, in High School Host Club.
Was it Oran or Uran?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Oran.
think it might be Oran.
Oran, yeah.
I've only ever seen one clip you guys showed me. It's so weird.
He's blonde and tall.
I haven't seen
Tall.
it.
Tall.
I know. Crazy, right?
Are you kidding me? How could that happen?
I've never seen any clips from it actually.
You're in for
You're,
a
better
surprise.
off.
you're in for a surprise. There's a part of me that wants to get a live reaction, but there's another part that kind of wants to stay on topic.
Let's stay on topic.
You can
Yeah,
show
stay
them
on
at the end
topic
of
for now.
this.
No. Okay. I've watched quite a few scenes from it. Like I think I did a couple years ago when I was getting more interested in anime and stuff, webcomics and the kind of art style. And
Was it a good idea?
no, it was such a bad idea. It kind of warded me off from liking romance anime. That's why I sometimes have mixed feelings about Your Lie in April, even though I love it. It's just like the sparkles and stuff. They just kind of make my skin crawl, and that's because I
Shoujo-ness.
no, that's because of what Fruits Basket and You're in High School Host Club and some other anime romance trailers did to me.
I'm guessing it's a pretty. I'm
You
guessing
guys
it's.
don't even know.
I don't.
No, I don't.
We
No.
don't. It's
Yeah.
safe to assume.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's especially trippy because of the fact that literally, like, 4 main cast members from Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, the Brotherhood, and 3 main cast members from the 2003 are in it.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
It's all so weird. Anyway,
Wait a second. What year was Oran High School Host Club released?
Like the early 2000s, I think.
yeah, it's kind
No.
of condensed and grainy. Moving on.
Yeah, it's got 3:4 aspect ratio. So.
Winry. Let's talk about Winry.
I thought we were going to talk about Mustang because since you've got a lot of feelings about him.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about him again. Anyway,
He's-
Mustang.
Yeah,
He's
Mustang-
he's super different.
Yeah, the interesting thing about him is he seems like he's a completely different person. I know we said we weren't going to talk about Brotherhood, but
We kinda
he's a
have
lot.
No, it's fine in this case.
Yeah,
totally
but
fine.
in Brotherhood, just going to use that for reference. He's a lot more He's a lot more casual. He's definitely conniving for sure. He's conniving for sure, but
He's fun.
he's actually fun, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And as opposed to the 2003, he's a lot. I was really interested to see he was a lot more cold, a lot more calculating, clearly a lot more manipulative. He had
Morose.
morose. He was more depressed. He kind of seemed like
vague.
there's
Neurotic.
there's a character that I could compare him to with as far as the morally gray higher up person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The person that the person that the main character comes to for help, but they can't really tell if they can actually help.
Because,
Not Haymitch, maybe a little bit, but
games.
not Haymitch from the Hunger Games, but maybe a little bit. As far as you don't know whether or not they'll actually be able to help because you don't know whether or not they're manipulating you. Let's see. There's a character that's a character archetype somewhere, but he seems a lot more cold and detached, and obviously,
Well,
I think he cares about the people under him, but he doesn't really
Not as
express
much.
it as much.
Yeah, not as much as he expresses it in Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I know it's the sort of archetype that you're talking about, like the sort of morally questionable good guy.
I mean, that's all over the place, but morally questionable good guy who's in a higher position that you go to for help. Just can't think of a reference. Can you help?
Snape.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
He seems. The only difference is that with Snape is more sort of antagonistic to Harry throughout the rest of the books, whereas with
Mustang and Ed.
No, I was saying whereas with Mustang, he just seems to be sort of getting under Ed's skin every single time that they talk to one another.
So what?
And it's usually in like this sort of smug voice.
So where Snape is like directly antagonistic toward Harry, Mustang seems to be more indirectly because he just sees Edward as this kid who doesn't know what he's doing, while Mustang has his own agenda going on.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
He is a jerk.
Yeah, the big difference. Yeah, the big difference between the two Mustangs is that this Mustang, he's a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm not a bummer. I'm a jerk.
I mean, not to say that he doesn't have jerkish tendencies in Brotherhood, but he clearly cares about the people. He clearly cares about the people underneath him. Like he kind of has this more. In the Brotherhood, he's kind of like, oh great, now I gotta take care of these kids. But if anyone so much as bruises them, I'll kill everyone in this room and then myself.
It's like, oh no,
Yeah.
what did those boys do something? Did those boys do something else?
Yeah, he's kind of like
It's more chill in Brotherhood.
it makes me think of like an uncle who kind of, grinds your gears and annoys you, and he's kind of teasing, but he'd protect you.
Yeah. He's a lot more personable, I think, is the difference.
Personable, that's
I keep thinking of the whole thing with when Ed and Mustang are going back and forth right before Scar attack.
You're still useless!
Shut your mouth, Fullmetal!
I remember before we finished the series, I compared the 2003 Mustang and 2009 Mustang by basically being sort of like if we're going to put Scott Pilgrim into this, the live action Ramona in the live action movie is more like 2003 it's like 2003 Mustang in the sense that he's more quiet, more aloof, detached kind of, and a little less personable. And then with 2009 Mustang, he's more like Scott Pilgrim takes off Ramona in the sense that they're both more personable. They're easier to follow. You can I'm not gonna say you can understand them better. But you're at least more. You at least like them more at least.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
Yeah, I remember
point,
you did.
actually.
Yeah, I remember you did say that. It's kind of it's not like. Yeah, actually, yeah, you did say that. And the interesting thing is us saying about Mustang being morally ambiguous is because of the fact that he was pretty morally ambiguous in Brotherhood too. Like in both ones he participated in a genocide that killed thousands of innocent people. But the interesting thing about with the Brotherhood Mustang is that the whole thing really disillusioned him about the grand duty of the military protecting the country, and his role with alchemy. Was supposed to be used to help people, but his alchemy was probably the most efficient in killing so many people, which is why he wanted to become Führer, so that everyone would be able to be protected in the right way.
And a tone.
Yeah, I'll get to that. And then whereas with the 2003, I think the main thing was that he thought that the whole Ishbal versus Ishbal, that took a while. That took getting used to.
Huh?
I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah,
What?
Ishbal was called Ishbal in both the manga and 2003, so that takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just one letter difference, but anyway. So in the 2003, I feel like his whole deal was that he initially joined along with the whole Ishbal thing in order to serve his place in the military, but then but then he started becoming really disillusioned with the whole thing with the war, but he just saw it just as that, war where you have to kill people,
Which
But
year?
then, second?
Which year are you talking about?
2003.
Oh.
But then with the straw that broke the camel's back was when he was ordered to kill Winry's parents, doctors who were actually doing their bit to help with the war effort, and that was what really drove the disillusionment thing. He was about to kill himself too before Dr. Marco stopped him.
And there's also, can't forget about that thing with when he, in the big alchemy battle against Ed, when he sort of had a brief PTSD flashback to Ishbal. I kind of wish they did more. I kind of wish they did more stuff with that, honestly, because I really liked that moment.
Yeah. My problem, though, with this whole thing is how, since we're making a comparison between 2009 and 2003. The 2009 Roy, at least he tried to atone for his mistakes by helping the rest of the Ishvalan people, trying to help them rebuild and, actually apologizing in front of everyone and humbling himself to do that.
We know he felt guilty every time he saw Scar.
We know he felt guilty.
Oh, yeah.
And we know that the Roy in 2003 did as well. He never said anything about it, really.
Yeah.
Like, he never really tried to help the rest of the Ishbalan, I guess I'll say, since they're kind of different. He never tried to help those people, like, help them rebuild or anything. And he did kill Winry's parents.
Yeah, I mean,
he actually did it.
Yeah.
I wish he could have externalized his sort of super, immense guilt and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
More, because I think that's the main issue that I have with this sort of thing. Because I've said ad nauseum at this point, going back to Brotherhood, that Mustang is far and away my favorite character, and one big reason for it is because it's definitely because of the 1-2 punch measure of him rescuing Maria Ross, deceiving everyone to placing himself as the one who killed her when everyone really liked Maria Ross, and him taking the heat for that, no pun intended. And then immediately after that, he not only does he kill Lust and is the first person to kill Homunculus in the plot, but he also before that managed to save Havoc. So, and was able to show his vulnerabilities and that sort of thing. Whereas I think my problem with Mustang in the 2003 is that you only get a couple instances where he shows his sort of emotional vulnerabilities. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, because
his empathy.
Yeah. Another thing I think that made us feel a little less inclined to like Roy and his group in the 2003 is that we barely knew them.
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's the only reason why we knew about the group, the folks, the guys, the dudes,
the peeps,
or the
homies.
the Stan gang in 2009 is because you get to spend a whole lot of time with them. To the extent that if you show me the silhouette of at least one member of the Stan gang, I'd probably be able to name them in an instant.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's Baldwin, that's Fury. Hey, what's up, Breda?
Yeah. I think.
What's up, Black Hayate?
Yeah, Black Hayate too, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing, in addition with that, with Brotherhood, you had a whole arc where you see just how well of a team they are. The whole thing that you just mentioned with rescuing Maria Ross. Mustang planned it all. Everyone, his whole team trusted him completely, and you see how well they work.
Yeah.
And Mustang was completely willing to take the whole fall for it while making sure that Maria Ross, who he knew was completely innocent, got out safely.
And another thing, immediately after that was the whole bury the chopper thing, and then when Riza was in the sniper position, and then Gluttony came in, then Mustang had to save them, and then Riza immediately started yelling at him for jeopardizing the plan, all that sort of thing, which I love.
Yeah, and there's the fact that you're invested in the team's lives. I remember when they got separated, and for instance, for example, when they showed Fallman and Briggs, we were like, what? Yeah, we know him. Or when Havoc almost got killed by Lust, everyone, that got a reaction out of everyone.
I think everyone just simultaneously was like, oh no! Oh God!
Yeah. Or also when Fury was sent into World War I, we were like, oh no, this poor kid.
Innocent boy. No, not our innocent boy, Fury, not him.
Yeah.
And he was holding his own though.
Yeah, I think everyone just breathed this deep sigh of relief when we saw that he was actually still alive afterwards.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, when we were watching the whole Briggs arc, I just sometimes would go to bed at night and just thinking, I hope the Fury's okay, man. That looked pretty. That situation he was in looked pretty awful, which is a heck of a lot to think about for a side character, right?
Yeah.
But just we had more time with them, and it just made us like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only time you end up getting more time with them is obviously the Flame Alchemist episode, which was pretty fun, honestly.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with Black Hayate, which I consider to be canon with the main series.
Oh yeah, it's in the manga.
Because it's in the manga. You have a strict mommy now.
Yeah, but for another thing, We didn't get any backstories with any of them. Like, the only one we really got with Roy was when he killed Winry's parents.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's not a really good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I don't know if this is like a hot take, but the one issue I kind of have with him killing Winry's parents. I mean, honestly, that could still work, but the only issue that I kind of got the impression, I kind of got the impression that he was totally fine with killing thousands of innocent brown people, and then as soon as he kills these two white people, then that's when he started.
That's what I was thinking.
Then that's when he started getting a more horizon. There's no shade on the Rockbells. That's no shade on the Rockbells, by the way. They're great people.
They're also white.
God rest their souls. But I just felt like that's. But I almost felt. I kind of felt like that was. That's kind of the impression I got.
That's what I got too.
That's
It's
a good point.
It was then when he was holding the rifle. He looked horrified.
It was
It's like
actually-
you have been
Yeah.
exploding and burning up a bunch of brown people.
Actually, it was a
and-
pistol.
Yeah, whatever. And like now he feels awful.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it could have been like if the more he's in the war, then you see him steadily
Deteriorating.
steadily deteriorating, killing all these innocent people, like going from soldiers, going to women, going to women and children, going to children. You see him just getting worse and worse, and then when he's got to kill these two people who are actually on his side, he has to kill these people who are actually helping the people who he's helping massacre,
Who he knows has a child.
Then it would make more sense for that to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So
Yeah.
like he could have justified this stuff with him fighting the soldiers, but then as he steadily went on to like I said, the women, children, wounded people, then that gets even worse and worse. But he could still justify that by saying it was in the war. But then when he has to kill these two doctors who are helping out the enemy, then that would make more sense. Then you're not thinking about the fact that they're the two white people that he's killing. Then he's like, if he's not fighting, if this is a part of the war, then what's it even worth? And then it will kind of make sense why he's about to shoot himself.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that
No,
worked
totally
very
agree.
I never
Especially-
noticed that before.
Yeah, that's a
That's a really good point.
I
Especially
think I actually said it.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah,
Actually,
you
I was
did.
thinking it, but then you said it, and I was like,
that's a good point.
yeah, that's
I think-
right.
No, I
Yeah.
said a lot of the things that you guys thought.
What? Yeah, I was thinking. That's actually. I hate to say it, but that's a good point.
So I was like, oh, so he kills all these brown people and he feels nothing. But when he kills these white, blonde people, that's when he feels shame, huh?
Yeah. In fact, I'm just.
What a jerk.
I don't. Is it all right if I use Brotherhood again?
Yeah, we'll be talking about
In fact,
Brotherhood.
Go for it.
Another one thing that I really like, that I really thought was really efficient, that shows just that in Brotherhood was during the whole Ishval arc that was in that the Ishval episode, which is just does a really
I
good
love
job
that arc in the manga.
Yeah, it was just such a good job of just showing how bleak everything is.
Heart-wrenching.
It's when it does that wide shot of Mustang blowing up an entire building. You hear the screams of the people inside, and then it immediately cuts to a shot of his face, but his eyes are just cut out. It's just his stern, just showing his mouth. It's just this sort of stern frown on his face, which basically goes to show that he's given his orders and he just feels like he has to do them, otherwise he's just going to be court-martialed. Or another example is the thing with what happened with Armstrong when he's literally cradling a dead kid in his arms, just sobbing a lot. And we all love Armstrong a lot, so it just hurts us in our souls to see him like that. And you just know that that's exactly how Mustang and literally everyone else, except for maybe Kimberly, is feeling throughout the entirety of the war. And Riza, she's just a kid. She's like our age or something. She's having to shoot all these people, and on top of the additional trauma that she has from her jacked up father doing the whole alchemical thing, which is another thing I kind of missed in the 2003.
Roy and Riza, I missed. They don't really have the thing that.
Attempts were made.
I love those two like a lot. A whole lot, like, to an unhealthy degree. I love them a lot.
Do you guys want to say anything, Mr. Quincy?
No, you guys are covering it pretty well so far.
No, that's it.
Nissa?
All five of us. So if you guys have anything you want to add,
Can you pass it to me? Okay, let me first off say that I agree with all of you, with all the points that you're making. I didn't necessarily say anything throughout because I was trying to withhold judgment until I, finish the series. So that way, seeing whether or not, everything will become, more understandable.
Well,
And-
it's Judgment Day now.
Yeah, same. Honestly, same.
And since we're finished now, I can honestly say, yeah,
I like the sauce.
attempts were made. Definitely.
I like the sauce. I like the.
I like the sauce.
You can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just sort of rubbing my fingers together like I'm sprinkling something on top of it. On top. Yeah.
And I like the sort of those episodes where it's focusing on Mustang's team, but I don't know, was I the only one who's kind of irritating that it was more focusing on some of the more comical elements instead of getting into a little more of the
Plot?
serious character stuff that's about that's about them?
I
mean,
tolerated it. That's what I'll say.
I was on my computer the whole time. Like for many of those episodes, I was just drawing and
Could've done
stuff.
some
I wasn't even paying
Could
attention.
have done with some Dante content with those episodes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we'll
what
get
I'm
to-
saying.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
It didn't show her until like the end.
I
was gonna
know.
say-
Go on to
It
stuff.
hurts me.
I'm gonna say, don't get me wrong, I actually like those ones. They could be Ken with Brotherhood, but the fact that's pretty much all we as far as the tone goes, that's all we got with the team the Mustangs team until the the end of the series, where it's getting into a little bit more serious stuff, but we still didn't exactly know them beyond personality and character voices,
And
what
comedy.
makes them tick.
Yeah.
They felt more like OVAs or extras or something like that. I mean, they could have functioned as that, to be completely honest.
Like the whole bone thing with Black Hayate.
Yeah.
Or
I was like, they devoted a whole episode to this. I mean, it's funny, but still.
And Havoc attempting to
Finding a
attempting
girlfriend, that was kind of
yeah,
funny.
that was really funny. I actually did enjoy
The
that.
punk
was a
deserved
lot
the
of fun.
rejection, though.
He did.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing.
It actually happened in the manga too, so I guess that's probably came out that week, and they were like, "Oh, we should make an episode out of that."
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
It was like,
Yeah.
animators, get to work. And it was like, oh.
Okay, so all great points about about Mustang during the Ishbalan War. They should have shown how he was deteriorating after
Deteriorating?
after. I mispronounced that. After every murder he had to commit, and ultimately, like I said, the straw that broke the camel's back was the one where he had to kill members of his own team. So that would basically be a really good point to solidify to him that now human lives don't matter to a mistress. They don't matter to a mistress, not just when it's on the other side, but not even when it's on their side, really.
Yeah.
So
No.
And on that note, it could have been interesting if you actually got to know the Rock Bells too. That'd actually be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He didn't even apologize. I know they had a scene like in Road to
They're going to
Conqueror.
have Conqueror.
Yeah. Conqueror.
They're going to have one in Conqueror of Shamballa,
But then they took it out.
But then they didn't because of the production. They didn't.
And
It seems freaking important.
Winry didn't hold enough spite against him.
Yeah. On
Yeah,
that note,
I mean-
let's talk about Winry. I don't
I
know.
was
There's
gonna
not a lot to talk about with
Yeah.
Lisa, honestly.
I
So
was just gonna say one more thing. About Mustang. One very big difference between the two Mustangs is their openness on being accountable for their actions. Because
Yeah.
with 2003, the biggest difference with him and pretty much his personality stems from this is how he doesn't necessarily externalize his accountability as much. He definitely feels guilt, and he is clearly feeling the same sort of emotions that Brotherhood Mustang is feeling, but ultimately he's not willing to vocalize he's not willing to vocalize how he and a master should be accountable in that instance, and ultimately that's why he's wants to be Führer. And then with Brotherhood, it's basically one of his main characteristics, honestly. He's willing to put himself on the line. He's willing to put himself in danger to protect his people, even if it jeopardizes his plans to become Führer. So he's basically getting the impression that while he very much values his plans to become Führer and take accountability for a mistress, he's not willing to sacrifice the lives of any more of he's not willing to sacrifice any more lives for it necessarily.
And that's the whole deal with if everyone who participated in the Israel Civil War gets punished for their crimes. That includes him, and that includes Riza. And even though Hughes was dead by this time, that also included Hughes. So basically, not only will we be holding the country responsible for the stuff they did, they'll also be holding the soldiers and himself responsible, because even though it was the soldiers and it was the war and the homunculi and all that, they were still the ones who pulled the trigger.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the metaphorical triggers was also snapped by alchemy,
Yeah, the homunculi and the Mestrian High Command essentially just handed them the pistols.
And gave them the orders, and they pulled the triggers.
Honestly, I'm always imagine that when the time comes for Mustang to have to face the consequences for us, I'm honestly imagine that his response would be something along the lines of, "Oh, thank goodness, finally! Finally, this has been weighing on my brain for like such a long time. Consequences, give them to me. I actually want them. Give it. Come on, give it to me."
So, what does the defendant plead? Guilty.
Guilty.
I'm sorry.
Guilty as crap.
But
yeah, he would do that.
General Mustang. You don't have to.
I don't care. I think I have. So you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Of course I have to.
Okay.
Of course I have to.
Of course
I must.
Of course I have to. I must.
Okay. I think she's Captain. It's Captain Hawkeye. What do you plead?
Guilty.
Oh, come on.
Well, what other answer would there be?
Okay.
I repeat, guilty.
I will handcuff myself. We will handcuff each other.
I will handcuff him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about with Riza, which is a dang shame because we love her.
Yeah.
What we do know is that she's a second in command, and she is in love with Roy Mustang for some reason.
At least
I
I think.
I hate that.
At least we think.
We think. We're not really.
I hate that. That's true.
No.
Yeah.
No, we've seen
No.
the looks.
The looks. She dreams of the guy for some reason. I don't get it.
Oh crap!
No
that's
one
right.
understands
I forgot
it.
about that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
And I love how we all just feel so awkward when we think about the ship in the 2003, but in the 2009 we're like, oh my gosh, yay!
Yeah. And then you guys are like, oh my gosh, yay! And then I'm in the background flipping over chairs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because as I said before, I love those two people a lot.
Oh,
They're like two of my favorite characters in the
They're
series,
so cute.
and the ship is just like my favorite in anything really. Fight me.
Yeah, so like just throwing a bunch of chairs on a pile and then setting the chairs on fire with a flamethrower.
And then shooting the flaming pile.
Symbolic.
For both of them.
I mean, on the day of their wedding, I'd just be shooting a pistol into the air.
Yeah.
Hey, Colonel, can I please borrow your glove? Okay, sorry, I already took it. I'm doing this right.
Okay.
So let's move on to Winry.
Yep, that girl. That little scamp.
Is scamp really the right word you'd use?
That's more. I think you use it for Ed.
I think you can use it for any child.
Yeah.
Which she is.
Ed feels more like a scamp.
I'll look up the definition.
He's a pest.
Okay, what's Al then? A cinnamon roll, I guess. Cinnamon roll.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Cinnabon.
So, Oxford Dictionary defines scamp, a person, especially a child, who is mischievous in a likable or amusing way.
Ha!
Yeah,
That's
so-
Winry.
Yeah.
Wait.
I guess that's Ed too. So I guess
Sometimes he's not likable in the 2003.
It can also mean
Winry is always likable.
It can also mean a wicked.
Yeah.
It can also mean a wicked or worthless person, a rogue.
That's Ed.
well, in 2003
it does work for both.
And in 2003 and in 2009, because I think he just likes doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
He likes going rogue.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like the two definitions, like a bit of fan art where it's
Thank you,
showing the
mister.
two definitions
You're
of the
welcome.
word scamp. Like the first one delegated for Winry. I'm not sure what she was doing. She
probably
like,
Twirling her
ding.
wrench.
Yeah, like ding with the holding the wrench. And then the second one would be Ed flipping off the camera.
Yeah.
With the second definition.
I'm gonna show him.
Yeah, or like wheeling it up like Guardians of the Galaxy, specifically with the automail one.
That'd be
Yeah.
funny.
That would be funny.
Okay, Winry.
No,
Well, she cries.
She cries.
She does automail.
She's blonde.
She has the skirt.
She's a girl.
And that's about it.
Wait, no.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
She waits for the Elric brothers.
Yeah,
A lot.
Fun fact. That's actually what her main issue. That was actually what she hates to do in Brotherhood, which is why she goes to
Yeah.
Briggs to help Edward with to help Edward with his automail. I mean, she's sent for they sent for her because she's basically a hostage, but she just goes there, no questions asked.
Yeah,
And
because she hates just sitting at home doing nothing.
I really appreciate that. Actually,
too.
around that time, I was like, "Oh man, I wish Winry shows. I hope Winry shows up at some point. To get her more involved." And then, lo and behold,
And then boom,
And then-
she's there in the cutest winter jacket you'll ever see.
Of course.
Adore.
yeah, I really like the winter design. I guess another issue an issue I had with 2003 was that she wore the same outfits
Over and over.
Over and over again.
I mean, I get the character design issue, but I just like the characters wearing new outfits, and I don't know, the mini skirts thing kind of seems a little.
Mini skirt, a cute tank top, and I don't know.
And
I was going to say it just seems a little
That's it.
inconvenient for the genre.
yeah.
yeah.
But she's a girl. And she's was the main love interest for Ed. We'll talk about that.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all she is. Like, all she's doing is helping the brothers with stuff. She's helping Edward, with his automail, and she's helping Al with emotional, psychological stuff with the whole,
Am I real?
am I real, brother?
I mean,
and all of that.
I mean, I thought that was a good arc.
That was a
Yeah,
good
that was
yes.
nice.
The whole
But it's
deal.
like,
I was really sad to see Model go.
Yeah.
oh right, yeah, the snake girl.
Yeah,
she was fun.
I was.
Yeah.
I liked her. She was. Yeah.
It's probably I liked her too. I don't know if it has to do with because of the fact that whenever she talked, I just heard Asuka.
I forgot. Man, I forgot about that.
You did it.
Yeah, but I honestly liked that thing where she was still around. Well, she was still around for a little while.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was sad to see her go.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
Again,
the way she died was,
The way she died in
Brutal.
both ones. The way she died in both ones was brutal. But
but she had more. We had more time to grow attached to her, and then she was ripped away from us.
yeah. I mean,
I did like
still,
that.
I still feel pretty bad like when she died in 2009. But we kind of got to know her character more.
Yeah.
I
But-
think
It would have been nice to delve more into that.
I think the fact that Pride made stabbing her slow is the one that was most sadistic to me.
In 2003.
In 2003 when he put the blade inside our suit of armor and stabbing mortal, it was noticeably slower than the 2009. It was less like this and more like this.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. It was less like a sing and more like a.
Say what you will about Bradley in 2009. At least he was a businessman.
Yeah, Bradley in 2009 was a lot more like if it's sort of aiming to be more efficient with
Yeah.
with his kills.
But we'll get to
That was-
him. But what I
Oh,
will say is that
we
the 2003, he killed some people he didn't have to kill, and he did some things he didn't have to do. But
Anyway,
Winry, going on a little bit more about her, she doesn't have enough spite. I would feel
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
exactly. With the
lot
whole
of-
Mustang thing.
Well, yeah, I would feel a lot of, if I were her, I'd feel very resentful. Like thinking about her character in the 2009, I think that she would be concealing it, but she'd be petty about certain things.
I mean,
Yeah, she hit Edward in the head with the wrenches a lot of the time.
She was 2
Yeah.
seconds away from shooting Scar when she when she ran into him.
So just thinking about her character, and what it would make sense for her to do, she wouldn't just accept all these things with a smile.
Yep, right.
She would be mad, and throw some things around and hit people and stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, the whole spite thing, that whole thing happened. That she should have had, honestly, with Mustang. I think happened actually with Scar, which is why she wanted to go with Edward and Ed and Al, and she directly asked him why he killed her parents. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because even though she didn't shoot him, she still obviously had a lot of resentment toward him because he killed her parents.
And also and I wouldn't be surprised that it actually kind of traumatized Scar a little bit, and it was a big thing for his character arc. But it was just like seeing the look on her face when she
Yeah.
was pointing the gun at him.
Oh yeah, we'll get the Scar.
Whew.
There's a lot to get to, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a lot
There's
to
like 50 episodes.
dig up.
So.
I was going to say that, it's interesting that as far as her involvement goes, it honestly seems like, and a lot of her character that we see from Brotherhood, a lot of it could have really worked for, or possibly actually did just work for, 2003. There's just less. The writers gave themselves less opportunities to really work with it, really.
I don't know about that.
But I mean,
they didn't really give themselves much opportunities. Like
In the 2003?
even when Mustang and when we were in the same place, they didn't really interact a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, but that means they had a chance to do something.
But they
Yeah.
didn't take it.
But they didn't take it.
That's what I mean. They didn't take those opportunities.
Yeah.
So
Stupid.
So then, ultimately, with her arc and getting hit, and ultimately, doing more things herself. Ultimately, like I said before, and the end of Conqueror of Shamballa, it honestly would have made more sense if she went into the real world as well. Honestly,
Oh, we'll get to that.
Nope.
They-
Can't have that.
No, we can't.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
She's a girl.
Yeah, then we have the whole thing where she's drunk and angry and the chibi thing, and it would be bad. Oh no, Ed.
You don't even
Yeah.
say me. Do you?
Nope. Yeah, she was just finally saying the things that we were thinking.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
Ed doesn't really mention her often in 2003, does he?
Yeah, all it takes is resentment and a river of vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've said it. I think, whereas like in the Brotherhood, her whole deal is not just the love interest. It's not just the love interest. Ed just kind of acts like an idiot around her and he does it on purpose and he lets her hit him in the head with the wrench because he wants to show that he can take it.
No, you can't,
Yeah,
brother.
it's right. She's right. You can't. It's whereas with Brotherhood, it's kind of the thing where it's clear that. It's kind of Edward's whole thing initially is that he believes that alchemy can solve all his problems. Like he could use alchemy to get his brother's body back and all that. And he thinks he doesn't need to rely on anyone else to be able to do that because he's very distrusting, and he doesn't like going to Winry because he doesn't like to worry her. Whereas later on, he starts to actually rely on people more, actually caring about people more, being a little nicer,
Being
A lot nicer
Yeah.
just with time.
and it actually starts caring about people outside, and Winry is kind of an extension of that because he doesn't know how to take care of his automail, so he always has to come back to her to help him, so she can help him a lot, and that's kind of something he has to keep coming back to. And a lot of things, something I really like is how whenever the automail is like really working, he keeps talking about how great his automail mechanic is.
Yeah.
So she's basically the person who's reminding him that he needs to rely on other people. He can't just do all this stuff on his own. And then as opposed to like Alphonse, in my opinion, who his whole thing I think is basically being his own man, not having to rely so much on Edward. And it kind of comes to a head when he makes in the finale when he makes the decision to save Edward's life by doing the equivalent exchange thing with the arm. And of course, earlier than that, consciously using the Philosopher's Stone to probably for like 3 minutes become the most powerful alchemist ever.
Yeah, and possibly one of my top 3 favorite fights in the entire series.
Sorry, but we're talking about Winry here.
In the 2003.
And in 2003.
I was just thinking that. It's like everything that I said in the beginning about how we're going to focus on the 2003 instead of the 2009 is completely moot. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
You could say that rule has been transmuted.
Also, in this 2003, do they still have the running gag of Winry beating the crap out of Ed every time he destroys his automail? To the extent that by the end of the Brotherhood, when his arm gets blown to pieces, the very first thing I said was, "Dang, if he survives to the end of the day, Winry's gonna kill him."
Yeah, we were all like, "Oh, Winry's gonna kill him."
The 2003 one should be beaten up more, I think, by Winry.
Yeah.
You remember that one moment real quick in 2009 when we finally saw how he's taller than her?
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah. And he's
And that was like a shipping moment.
Yeah.
And like a look at our boy.
We saw it all over the place.
It was, oh man.
yeah, and comparing how he looked in the beginning of the series when he was just
a little shrimp.
He was a little shrimp. His arms were like kind of skinny actually. Surprising.
Yeah, a little skinny, a little shrimpy, but cute.
Yeah.
Just an angry little guy.
Yeah, and then when he shows, and then at that point, everyone was sort of like, "Big man!" again.
Yeah, that was like, whoa.
Dang.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
I never noticed that before.
Yeah, and there's one, and actually there's another point when he was, holding back one of Pride's shadows, and you see that his left arm is totally jacked. Which is awesome.
He's
It's
totally
awesome.
ripped to shreds. And remember how proud we were?
Yeah.
We were like,
I felt like
Dang!
I feel like I watched my son grow up or something.
yeah.
And so moving on from Winweave, since we were talking about Scars, we go ahead and talk about him now.
Yeah,
he
was good.
He's,
Yes.
yeah, this is like the equivalent. I think we've said multiple times before. Sister brought this up first, where the Scar episodes in the 2003 are very similar to the Raven episodes in the Teen Titans series, in the sense that they're all really good.
Yeah.
Or the Dooku episodes and Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, all the Dooku episodes and Tales of the Jedi.
And the interesting thing is that Scar is also kind of a completely different person. He's a lot younger for one thing, which
Yeah.
is really interesting. Which is really interesting to see. He's kind of got
Emo.
he
Well,
is kind
he's
of
in-
emo. Like
he's
where-
more- both.
He's angsty, I'd say, in Brotherhood.
yeah, he's how old does he seem in Brotherhood anyway?
In Brotherhood, he seems to be like in his
38?
Yeah, in his late 30s,
late
and
30s,
he's-
something like that.
Yeah.
And with all the murder and the trauma has really kind of weighed down on him. And that he seems like he's a really angry guy who's, justified.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a really angry guy
Absolutely.
who wants to make everyone pay. And whereas in
2003 seems like he's 25.
in 2003
24.
he's kind of a young man he's basically a young man who finds a new purpose and is trying to figure out his place and all that, actually, because he
Yeah.
goes from killing the alchemists to helping the Ishbalans and all that. You know what I mean?
Actually, I guess a good way to compare, come to think of it, from 2003 Scar to Brotherhood Scar is probably, I guess, comparing between, like, say, I don't know, Wolverine in the first X-Men to Wolverine
point.
in Logan.
That's
because
a good
That's a
point.
very good
Because
point.
Wolverine in the first X-Men is like this super cool guy with the leather jacket. With the
He's so
leather
cool.
jacket, he always sort of talks like this, and he has like the Wolverine beard and the hair, and he's got a motorcycle and then all that good stuff. And then cut to Logan, actually say the Wolverine hair and the beard and the six-pack and all that good
You're
stuff.
talking about still X-Men?
Yeah, in
Or-
X-Men. And then you cut to
he
Logan.
looks like he'd be like a good dancer, actually.
He probably, yeah. Greatest Showman shows that he
Yeah,
actually is.
yeah.
But anyway, then you cut to Logan, and he's just a lot more sort of
Stoic.
and
Depressed.
depressed, angry a lot, and just seems to be really defeated. So
Yeah.
Now I want to see young Scar with a motorcycle, leather jacket.
he could totally make that work.
I would
That would
pay
Yeah,
to see that.
He could totally make that work. He already has the sunglasses. He's already kind of a Terminator already. So
I do blue collar work to see that. No, seriously.
Yeah, I can really picture it though. That would be really cool too with the red eyes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, you can picture it with the Terminator glasses. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Yeah.
We should just do fan art.
Yeah.
We should.
That sounds amazing.
I
And
thought
you
someone was going to say the other thing. Sorry to interrupt, but
Forgot to say please. And now picture me getting beaten up. Okay. And interesting thing is, we've been interesting thing is we've not saying we've been talking crap about 2003, but we haven't been too favorable.
No.
With
No.
with Brotherhood, with the 2003 with Scar, he's, like I said before, he's a completely different person, but he's really good.
yeah, unlike in the sense of Mustang, where he's a completely different person and is kind of unlikable because of that. It's kind of a different thing where he's a totally different person.
But we
and he can
embrace him.
Yeah,
We understand him on a different level than we did on Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can stand toe to toe. This different character can honestly stand with the same merit as Scar and Brotherhood, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like I said, just in a different way.
But in a totally different way. Yeah.
And a really interesting thing with that is like his whole relationship with alchemy and his brother. How rather than the original thing where his brother was trying to figure out the alchemy and the mistress and all that, the alchemy kind of destroyed his brother in 2003,
Yeah.
which kind of gives a really justified reason for why he hates it so much. And then the whole deal with there's the whole deal with Kimberly and how alchemy was used to save his life, and all that, and how his brother was a human philosopher's stone, which was It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
And how his arm is basically a part of that Philosopher's Stone, and how that all came to a head with. And I noticed that he was rather than in Brotherhood, as he was more of a foil for Edward, with the arm and all that. I mean, there's more to it, but I don't want to go into detail. He's more of a foil for Alphonse in the 2003, actually,
Yeah.
where his brother used alchemy to save his... I mean, he's kind of a foil for him in Brotherhood too, but his brother used alchemy to save his life, and now he's bound to a horrid kind of abomination of alchemy forevermore that could probably kill him, but that's also really destructive, and he's learning more about it, and he's he's using that new power to kind of find his place in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point,
Definitely.
actually. Yeah. And let's see. I don't know if we're going to talk about later or something like that, but but can we talk about? I don't know if that's the next thing to talk about, but I was going to say Lust actually,
Aw.
but. Because it was honestly
No,
probably,
I want to talk about her.
Yeah, she was honestly probably one of my favorite characters in 2003.
Oh yeah, Lost.
Yeah,
She was really good.
yeah, she was actually really, really good. Thankfully,
Then they just killed her, and
and then I mean,
I don't know. I don't really have much of an issue with.
I don't
know.
really have much of an, I
But
don't
it's
have
like-
much of an issue with the death
it was
scene. I
just
thought
so-
it was I honestly thought the
was
death
just
scene
dead
was
and-
was well engineered and properly sad.
they didn't
Okay,
focus
totally
on
different-
her body long enough. Sorry, go on.
Yeah,
Wait, did they kill her off screen?
No,
No.
Wrath finished her off with that thing. Yeah, as far as
T-1000
character
boy.
arcs go in the show, her arc was like really good. Actually, I think
Yeah.
I have to
Probably one
say
of the best.
I have to say that the whole thing focusing on when it was just focusing on lust, actually, with that whole village thing.
Oh,
I mean, it's
God.
a tragic episode, but I think it's actually my favorite.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she's kind of trying to figure, where she's she keeps getting these flashes of the humanity while she's doing homunculus work, and it's like, man,
like,
it
ooh.
is so
And then she-
tragic.
And it's like
yeah.
being a human is hard.
Yeah, that was. Like I'm gonna be honest. It just feels kind of like something that Sister would write or something.
Really?
But yeah. But
I don't know if
sadder.
I'd be able to come
Yeah.
up with that horrible disease.
Yeah, but sadder. Actually, no. It's something that used to or Sister and Mister would come up with
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Okay.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
because
that
that-
sounds
Sister,
about
Sister
right.
would be able to come up with like the
Heart wrenching.
the heart wrenching stuff with like, the
romance and stuff.
romance and that sort of thing, and then Mister would be able to bring with it make something to make it even more sad and the general messed upness, which I admire.
And they
I'm
come
really-
to
I'm
me
good.
for the disease thing.
Yeah, that
exactly,
sounds
yeah.
right.
Yeah, like the sort of trypophobia-ness of it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oof.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. I'm all
Ugh.
itchy- I'm all itchy now.
Yeah, me too. I'm
So-
getting it to you.
So
Anyway,
trypophobia is a fear of holes, right?
No, wait, it's not trypophobia. There's probably another name for it, but I don't really
Fear
want
of what did they turn into?
Fear of
It
what?
looked like I had like a
No,
wood
so
thing.
kind of a petrification kind of thing.
Yeah.
Makes me think of locked-in syndrome. You've heard of that, right?
I don't
Can
think
you tell
I want-
us? Can you tell us later?
It's
I don't think I want to know.
I think that's where you like your whole body is just freezes in place, like you get petrified.
And you're still aware of it.
Yeah.
This is what, like Hector Salamanca? I mean, that was a stroke, but
No, it's just where you get
slightly
kinda-
different.
like where you freeze where you're at. And, Like you might not be able to move your foot, and then you're not able to
Wait,
move your
what is
leg.
what's that called? Wait, say that.
I think it's like
Yeah,
Locked-in syndrome.
has
this is like, I could
something
take
to
it.
do with the nerves. I think and it's like the muscles responding to the brain waves and stuff that stops working.
I mean, the doctors could write you off as dead, even though your mind is still completely working. It's just that you can't move your eyelids or anything else to give any indication that you're still functioning and not dead or comatose.
And it's slow is the
That's-
thing.
that's some jacked up crap. Is this
Some
like
scary
demen-
stuff.
is it- is it-
Okay,
it's basically like dementia, but for your whole body?
That sounds like it.
Yeah,
Sort of.
So dementia, but if it affected your body as opposed to your mind.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about something else. Can we talk about something
back
else?
to the whole thing with that whole part was very good. It's like she was kind of having a tug of war within herself, whether like being homunculus or being a human is better for her. You know, in the end, obviously, she decided she wanted to be human, like desperately.
And
But
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
you know, I'm just trying. Like she knew how much it hurts to be a human, right? Having those feelings and everything. But what I'm a little confused about is how it seems like most of them do have those human feelings.
I think it was kind of like, honestly, something I keep trying to think about, like why they want to be, it was like thinking about why they want to be human. I'm not saying this from like a cynical perspective, but, other than the fact that they serve Dante, it's the fact that, they're immortal, they have these superpowers, they can definitely still feel these wide array of emotions rather than in Brotherhood where, a second?
No, you can keep going. I just have a point after this.
Yeah, rather than in Brotherhood, where they kind of were forced to only feel the emotions that Father, because of the fact that, the 7 deadly sins within Father, and they could only feel like those emotions, which is why, greed had the greed, gluttony had the gluttony, and why envy had the envy, and he was such a mess. I mean, they're all messes, but, we saw it in full force, but in the end anyway. But the interesting, but with the homunculi in this, it seems like they kind of have more of a choice in what they could do with their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought of that too.
Like Lust certainly was able to when she teamed up with Edward, which is really good. Which is actually really fun to watch.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Like, yeah, the homunculi aren't exactly bound to Dante like they are to Father.
Right.
But something that is it's obvious, like with what Wrath said, with how, you're going to die anyway. Like, what's the point of even living? You're going to die when you're 50. Yeah. So what's the point of even...
50?
You die when you're 50?
What's the point of even living?
Are you dying?
Or do you think you would say that?
What's the point of even living?
Of being born.
What's the point of even being born? And she says, he says to Dante, are you 50? Are you going to die? I'm not... Be quiet, Wrath.
Yeah, shut up, little boy.
Shut the heck up, Wrath.
Yeah, but it's obvious. Like what Wrath says at one point is what all the homunculi are thinking. With being a human, you're born. Some things, like a lot of things, happen between. You die. What's the point of doing all those things? You're gonna die anyway. So they just wanna. You're born.
Yeah, it's like a video game where basically like, you're born
ellipses
free player. You can free play everything.
It's like that. That's why Greed was acting so cocky. He's like, he's just thinking how he's never gonna die. He can just do whatever he wants anyway.
No
that's
consequences.
actually but I don't know if they know that some people are actually like that. Some humans think that way. It's like, but it's kind of different with how I'm gonna die anyway. Nothing I'm doing even matters. At the end of the world, it's just kaboom.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
collateral.
I mean, that's kind of what Bradley was on about in Brotherhood, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that's the thing that makes me a little just a little confused with how it's obvious that all of them have these intense emotions about things. Like how Gluttony was grieving Lust's death, or how Lust feels really bad about what she did to that guy who really liked her.
Blue John?
Yeah, like in the village and everything.
And the guy who's willing to abandon his fiance.
Not a great look.
Well, it's like one thing I didn't like about this girl's characterization is how she she worshipped the ground that guy walked on.
Completely. I hate to say it. Actually, other than the fact that she died, I forgot about that girl.
That girl, I don't understand. I just focused on Lust. Okay.
And
me
so
too.
did
That's
he.
probably why I forgot.
And so did he.
Yeah, me too. That's probably why I forgot about her.
Yeah, but most likely he liked Lust because she acted like she didn't like him.
And she also because of the fact that she was able to solve the problem that was plaguing him for a really long time.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
But it's like she didn't act. I didn't mean that. I should smack you.
Oh,
I didn't mean it. I swear I didn't.
I'll smack you too. But anyway, I was just trying to figure out why exactly she wanted to be a human if she's having these emotions already. But obviously the 2009, they aren't really capable of having those emotions.
Or it can only really stem from the base 7 deadly sins.
Yeah. But I don't think they can really have those emotions until they deteriorate with their Philosopher's Stones,
Yeah, it could be until they kind of reach that enlightenment thing. I think Lust, it wasn't that she wanted to be human, but she wanted to understand who she was. I mean, I could have delved a little more deeper into that. I don't think she really gets a name. I don't think she has a name Actually, no, none of the Ishvalans have names, do they?
Well, yeah.
Anyways,
Because they're brown people.
no, I think it's the main. I think it's like
It's part of their religion.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
it's got kind of a big, kind of complicated thing with the names.
I'm thinking of the 2003.
Yeah, I guess the consequence of trying to figure out names for them is that you have to either to do like some extensive research for some other similar culture or something like that, or you have to make it your own sort of vocabulary and dig into
language.
the language and dig into the weeds and
Actually,
for all
And
the stuff.
make a
Like
Wikipedia.
and then before you know
like
it,
Dune.
Yeah.
and then before you know it, you're here. I'm got my left arm like a little ways away, and the plot that you should be focusing on is all the way over here.
Apparently,
I've dealt with
and
that
you're
before.
Me too.
And you're lost.
I think Hiromu Arakawa actually does have a name for Scar, but she just hasn't told us.
That of course she doesn't.
That
Devious cow.
Dang heifer! I'm joking. I don't mean it. I don't mean
I mean, she is a cow, though.
Yeah,
Like,
she literally draws herself as
Yeah, fun fact. The reason why she did that is because she was a farmer and she worked on a dairy farm, and so I guess Fullmetal Alchemist is basically a whole drink milk campaign because
Yeah.
everyone doesn't drink his and he's short.
Yeah.
Drink milk, and one day you too will be able to take down the I don't know, that world's equivalent of Lucifer.
Yeah.
To drink milk, and one day you can do this.
Drink milk and you too can save the world.
Yeah, drink milk and you could be a hero too, you pipsqueak. You look at your little bean sprout who's so short. I can't do the whole
Your little
thing.
bean sprout who's so short that if you crouch, he's so
height.
short that if you crouch.
If you cut down, you still wouldn't be the same height because he's so freakishly short. Because he's short.
Oh
He's
my.
short.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt.
Anyway, so the whole deal with Lost, I'm coming back to that, I guess, was that she wanted to kind of understand who she was before that, and she kept seeing these visions, and she kind of was trying to figure that out. I think, I guess the homunculi don't have any memory of who they were beforehand, right? They kind of get those flashes as opposed to like Sloth. I think she still had some of her memories,
Wrath
and
had
then.
that.
Yeah, Wrath did.
Well, I guess
I think it was different with Wrath since he was a baby.
That's a good point.
And since he was a baby and, he was only ever in the gate.
He knew how badly he wanted a mom, though.
Yeah, that was the main thing. That was the main thing that he wanted. And I'll talk about Wrath in just a moment.
Another one of the best characters in the show, by the way.
For sure.
And let's see, Sloth, she still had those memories. Gluttony, I've said this before. I don't know what he was before he got human transmutation.
Maybe a
Was he like
baby?
made out of alchemy? I mean, maybe an unborn child, but Wrath was an unborn child. So I mean, he looks normal.
Maybe he
kind
was
of somewhat.
Maybe he was a born child and died, and his mom.
That's what happened with Izumi, though.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I mean,
Dang it! I don't know.
I mean, gluttony, but
Maybe-
it's gluttony though.
I mean, with Envy, it would
Maybe-
make sense because I wouldn't be surprised if Dante just straight up told him about all this sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
that's bedtime story is just what happened to him. All right, sleep tight, you little demon. Huh?
Yeah, and with Greed, I don't really know what it is for Greed. I think he was one of Dante's love. He was
Yes.
one of Dante's lovers.
Yes,
and
that's
Dante
right.
brought him back.
What?
He's be like, oh, hey, this could be fun.
Wait. Why is this the first time I'm hearing of this?
Wait, you didn't know?
No.
I think they brought. I think
I think they mentioned it.
Yeah, I think they did.
I'm
That's
spinning
why
all
he
the
knew
times
where
I was
she
on my
lived.
computer.
That's why he knew where she lived. That's when he was walking through the forest. That's why he was able to go to her mansion.
Huh.
Her giant mansion.
So for all we know, he could have been just a random dude, I guess.
Yeah, she did. I mean, Dante did say that she had a lot, and I mean a lot of ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah,
You put it that way.
yeah, she did say that. It was that was interesting.
Yeah.
And let's see.
She'd have a lot of evil exes.
Evil.
No one is more evil than her. None of them are more evil than her, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the
What?
evilest ex of them.
Twist?
She's the evilest ex of them all.
So,
You want to kill me? I'll kill you. Bring you
so-
back to life. Kill your whole family. Keep you in a dungeon underground for 1,000 years. And then bring you back to life, only to kill you again.
So
That's another level.
That's kind of what happened with me, though.
Yeah, that's
I don't know about the family thing, but maybe.
Yeah, then it drop kick you into a dungeon.
So instead of Dante and instead of the 7 evil X's, would it be the 17 or even 70 evil X's?
Oh my lord.
She's been around for 400 years, so it's
there's
a lot.
It's probably more than 70.
Yeah.
A good like most of them are dead.
Is this like with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with the whole thing with
Oh,
ego with
oh my
with
gosh.
ego.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Gross.
I
But it's
appreciate the
like
shudder. That was intended.
yeah, something. Yeah, but
And you
with
compare it
greed,
to that, it makes it sound so much worse.
I didn't think it could sound any worse.
who he was, should have known better. Like really.
Yeah, maybe she jumped to a super hot body, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, nice."
Yeah.
I think she always tried to
He's
do
just like
He's like,
the hand rubbing.
yeah.
The meme.
Yeah, I think that she always tried to jump into a super hot body.
yeah. For
No.
our listeners,
I wonder how she ended up in the old lady body then.
Maybe
It's a disguise.
maybe it was a disguise.
yeah, disguise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe like from old standards, she's that.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, knowing Dante, imagine when she was in the old lady form. She for a while she's like, ugh. She
Like
seemed
every
like,
time she looked in the mirror, just like, bleh.
yeah, she seemed kind of relieved when she took the Leo as body, huh?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Lyra. But it's like Lyra was useless.
I mean, yeah, she could have more characterization though.
Yeah, then I feel sad and horrified.
Yeah. But like we felt horrified. I wasn't really sad.
Yeah,
To
she
be
was-
honest.
Yeah, she was nice, I guess. I think.
She was
I don't
played by-
know.
She was there.
I think she was played by May's voice actress in 2003.
May,
Yeah.
the little girl.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
I'd feel sad if May had been body swapped.
Yeah, nobody better touch that girl.
Yeah,
If
if you
anything
touch-
happens to
yeah,
that girl,
if
I'm
you-
gonna kill everyone in the room and then myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna just break out the TNT that I have. I mean, like Joker style. Control. Let's not blow this out of proportion.
Yeah.
It's gonna get violent.
Get the
It's gonna
flamethrowers, knives, guns, sharp sticks.
Yeah, the nukes. It's
Nobody lay a finger on her.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry. You see what I mean?
I'll just blow up everybody. That's what I do. Okay.
I feel like that's what May would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, should we touch on Envy and Wrath? Should we have touched on Envy and Wrath before you kept talking about
Okay.
Dante?
Yeah, we'll make this a little more brief.
Because we're on an hour, 15
Yeah.
minutes already.
Yeah.
Can I quickly say something about Dante?
Yeah, sure.
Go
I've
for
said
it.
I've actually said ad nauseum that one thing that kind of irritated me about the 2003 is that we didn't get a lot of Dante, but the stuff that we did get for Dante, I really liked her as
That
a
was really
villain.
good.
Yeah.
She's like undoubtedly like the best villain in the
Such
series.
evil.
Yeah, because such evil and the sheer amount of dissonance that I actually really like the dissonance that you get from. How she's doing all this orchestrating wars and chaos and that sort of thing for the purely superficial and petty goal of staying young and hot forever, which is so different compared to vaguely to the Pipe Lord, father from the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's just what I call him. To his whole goal in the Brotherhood, which is somewhat similar, but it's a little different in the sense that he's basically turning the entire country into a one big circle, aka one big transmutation circle, for the time to eclipse to show up, so that he'd be able to initiate the third impact and become a god, and then become an alchemical god, using the lives of millions for his philosopher's stone.
And
Yeah.
looking younger and becoming physically younger as a result is just a byproduct,
Yeah.
if anything.
Yeah, I think the whole deal with the interesting thing with the difference, actually, we'll get back to Dante in a bit, where with Father, he had a real inferiority complex with him being a homunculus, so after he took the lives of Xerxes, like, I think I could do better than that. Then he went to, and then he did the whole thing with the Mestris basically becoming a god. So it was the whole thing is basically the inferiority complex of a little fart in a jar. Then it is really bad, which is paralleling Edward's whole thing with his inferiority complex with not being able to protect his brother, his the automail, the shortness, and he wants to be able to learn as much as he can with alchemy so he can bring his brother back. And like I said, he already has an inferiority complex with that as well. So it's kind of that dichotomy. Whereas with Dante, her whole deal seems to be, I can do this stuff with alchemy, so that basically allows me to be able to do whatever I want. She doesn't want to become a super powerful being or anything like that. She just wants to be able to hold on. She wants to be able to hold on to that power for as long as possible, since she's seen the truth. And it kind of could be an interesting it was kind of an interesting parallel with Edward, who has this real thing about valuing human life and all that, and Dante, who just has such a nihilistic perspective with if you can give all you can. I mean, the thing was he's saying what you can give all you can, but it could still amount to nothing. Like the people, like the guys who are in the alchemy test along with him. Can you think about how long they studied to pass that same test and failed, whereas you passed with flying colors? Where's the justice in that? Where's the equivalent exchange?
That was a great motive rant too. That was at that point when I was just. It was at that point when I was just had the feeling that they should have just centered the entire series around her. I could have done with I don't know, 15 more episodes. Like take 15 episodes that are already in the series and have her be the main antagonist, not necessarily showing up, but clearly being the one that's pulling the strings, that sort of thing. Like, give him more screen time, like more stuff with the homunculi, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because the stuff that we do get, I don't know, 4 episodes that we do get with her are so dang great that I just feel really let down that I don't get more stuff with her.
Honestly, I thought she did what she did because she was afraid.
Don't.
We'll get that. I mean, I guess to a certain extent, you could say that she was afraid of death, but they didn't mention that outright. Thankfully,
I feel sick.
Thankfully, no. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you could say that the whole deal with that belief, it could have been interesting. It's an interesting philosophical conflict to explore. So it could have been interesting if that belief was fueled by the whole thing with Hohenheim, where she saved his life using the Philosopher's Stone to do that body transfer thing. But even despite the fact that she saved his life, he still left her because she was a monster, and she kind of accepted the fact that whole thing with life, with that nihilistic perspective. That could have been interesting. They didn't really explore that much, but that's kind of what I got.
Yeah. It could be kind of fun if we ever make a reality show centering around Dante called Dining with Dante, where it's like her and the homunculi and then her wacky misadventures.
Oh, I can see it now.
I was just thinking of that.
Where did you get that?
That already sounds.
Where did you get that?
Came up with it.
That already sounds.
My brain.
That already sounds 10 times more engaging and engrossing than most reality TV shows that are out today.
I know, right? And you said you wanted more time with her. Like with her, seeing her on screen, right? So I totally agree. I want that too. She's a great character. So
yeah,
just a thought.
Yeah,
yeah. I think the motive.
Imagine she's a drama queen too, so she'd be wearing the fanciest clothes ever.
Yeah,
look at my mansion.
a different frilly dress for pretty much either every episode or every scene or every scene change or something like that. Also,
Yeah.
another thing with Dante about her being a really great villain, I think I say it like this way. The motive rants got my attention, and the whole rotating camera shot, the whole camera rotating to the right shot at her and Ed kind of sold me, because that's just just a really cool technique.
Yeah. Let's talk about Wrath.
Yes.
Yes.
He was really interesting, honestly, because the fact that whereas most of the homunculi knew who they were previously, Wrath doesn't have a clue because he wasn't even. He was barely. He was barely even alive.
He was
when
stillborn,
Yeah.
right?
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, miscarriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't
No,
even
it's
get
like-
a chance.
Like freaking stillborn?
Yeah, there was a disease sweeping through the
Oh,
country by
God.
the time.
That's horrible.
By the time Azumi was pregnant with him.
It's the same disease that got Trisha, right?
Mm-hmm. Was it?
Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
Was it in the 2004?
Wait a second.
9?
How old is?
Or-
Wait a second. Wrath is about 10
10.
years old,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
and how old were the Elric brothers when Trisha died?
They were young.
I think that,
Little, ickle.
but
Shorter.
I think that the disease, they were kind of far out, though. Like the Elrics, where they lived and everything.
So
I
this-
think that it depends on when the disease would, get to them.
So it took a while. So maybe it got Azumi first and then made its way to Trisha.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wrath was already dead by the time he was born, or if not dead by then, dying.
Yeah. And Rat's whole thing with he's basically trying to figure out himself and trying to find a mother figure while also rejecting Azumi was kind of freaking heartbreaking.
That was
Yeah.
so
I mean,
sad.
yeah, like he lets himself onto Sloth, and then he also lets himself onto Dante.
Literally with Sloth.
Yeah, literally with Sloth in the end, and you could basically kind of see that the only reason he wants to be human, or at least something resembling that, is because he wants a mother, and that's also why he keeps taunting Ed, and that's also why he wants Ed's other arm and other leg, because he wants to be able to feel what he feels, because he actually had a mother who loved him.
The Philosopher's Stones are some really bad crap, by the way, because he was a pretty good kid before that.
Yeah, he was-
then. I mean,
Yeah, he was
honestly,
sweet.
I was just kept, I mean, a lot of the time I just kept thinking, Ed, chill out a little, chill out a little bit. I know
Yeah.
those the kids.
I know he's an abomination of science and all that.
I know it's in science, and his kid's arm and leg looks suspiciously like yours, but he's come on, he's a good kid. Look at this little, look at his face. Look at his little sort of overgrown emo haircut. We can fix that. But
now, at some points, I was just like, Edward Elric, I will hurt you.
chill, please.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah.
This is not only for his own good, but it's for yours too.
So like, Ed, look, I know he's an abomination of science and nature and the very meaning of human life and all that, but he a good kid. Can you just chill
He
out
good
for him and
kid.
let him keep the arm and leg? Yours
Yeah.
are looking pretty good.
Yeah. We're gonna jump you if you try
They're like-
to touch him.
Like, I can't do that. As his life is, Ed, we are warning you right now, and we are not getting a second one.
We're trying to be nice to you, Elric.
I'm trying to it's too Ulrich. I'm imagining like in the meantime, Wrath is looking in the fridge and it says, "Oh, milk!"
Yeah, see? He drink his milk.
He's gonna be.
What you gonna do?
It goes like, come on, you just gotta lay off of him. I mean, if he keeps drinking his milk, he's gonna be taller than you someday. I went there. Yeah, I went there.
You shouldn't have said that.
I mean, I meant. I didn't mean it. I'm not agreeing. I'm not with him.
Yeah, I'm not with.
Yeah, who
I'm,
is
I'm not
this
with him
guy?
either. I'm with Raph. He's on his own.
Hey.
Anyway.
2 minutes later, just in the background with tissue stuffed up by both nose.
Like,
You know I'm right, pal. You know I'm right.
you know, I'm right though.
You know I'm right, pal. I'm right. I'm right. I tell you.
Anyway, sorry, what were we talking about?
Is there anyone else with the characters?
Shaska.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna mention Envy,
Yes,
but yeah, Jessica.
The one thing that I think we all can unanimously agree that the 2003 did better than Brotherhood.
that
is
girl.
More Sheska.
Yeah.
More Sheska.
We love Sheska.
We love Sheska.
We should make T-shirts just saying "We love Sheska"
Yeah.
with her face on
Like
it.
her, like in the eye catch.
Yeah.
For Brotherhood.
Yeah, we all. I remember one of the very, very few complaints. I don't have a lot of complaints for the show, but one of the only ones I had for Brotherhood was that it barely showed Sheska and that she disappeared right after the whole thing with, Envy in disguise. And yeah, we never see you again.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that Hiromu Arakawa, she had a lot of stuff to
Lot of
juggle, so I
characters.
really don't really blame her, but I just wanted to see her again. But we got a bunch of her in
Yes, so
2003. It's just best friends with Winry, and seeing them was great.
And they had this sort of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated Daphne and Velma dynamic
yeah.
going on.
Love it.
It was great.
Freaking love it.
Like the whole thing
Yeah.
with Jessica is that it's giving out the theory for causing all this. She said,
An alien.
honestly,
I don't.
given everything else that's happened, it doesn't sound that insane.
Not that
And-
far-fetched.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds less insane than what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd make a heck of a lot more sense. That's for sure.
Yeah, honestly, in Brotherhood, if she had like a whole thing about her becoming a member of the Stan Gang, that would be great.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That comes to another point. So, at one point, when like in the Goofy episode with you probably know where this is going with let me speak.
So go ahead.
With Havoc, when he was trying to find a girlfriend, there was at one point where I thought about how it was showing Sheska more often, and I was like, why don't he just date Sheska? And you guys were kind of like, what? And then the more I mentioned it very often throughout the episode, and you guys eventually came around to it. But literally, at one point, didn't one of the
Fallman, I think.
like Fullman, he went to Sheska and asked her if she had any friends or something that would be interested in dating Havoc. Are you stupid, Fullman?
I mean, actually a little bit. He's book. he's more book smart, not very street smart.
But my gosh.
Yeah,
Do you have eyes?
Yeah, no, he keeps him clothes all the time. Yeah, he's also like, middle aged. He's dad. He's middle aged. He's a dad. He doesn't really pay attention that much.
When? I thought he. Wait, how old is he?
I don't know. He's got gray hair. I always thought he was in his like late 50s, or early 60s.
He
or
got
something.
wrinkles.
Yeah, and it showed he's got kids, and those pictures at the end of the series, at the end of Brotherhood, remember? They look just like him.
Yeah. Moving on.
Do they have the other eyes open though?
No.
Or- oh, okay, of course not.
Spread the word. Sheska times Havoc. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Wait,
No.
What about?
Not just 2003. Forever. Have we ever seen them in the same scene?
Hey, sister.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
In
They
Brotherhood.
could be so cute.
I think we
Hey,
was,
sister, wait. In Brotherhood, don't you ship Rebecca and Havoc in the 2009 Brotherhood?
Sheska and Havoc.
yeah,
Okay.
because you're just thinking. Listen to me. This
Listen.
opportunity, the golden opportunity was staring you in the face with 4 eyes. So you better take it.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Havoc and Rebecca, but I like Sheska and Havoc a heck of a lot more.
What, is this a
Because-
trope you really like?
Well, I guess.
Why? Because
I guess it
street
could
smart
be
guy, the
and
kind
the
of dumb
book
street
smart
smart
girl.
guy, and the.
Yeah, and the girl is so much smarter than the guy. But it's I've been thinking about it, and it could work. Their dynamic could be so stinking cute. You know what I'm saying? It's
point.
it makes me almost want to write something for them.
I mean, you totally could.
I think I could, and I should. And I will, dang it. And I'm going to spread the word.
And the fan art.
In the fan art, of course. I'll start it. I doubt there is any.
Yeah.
Because who would really think of this?
I wouldn't.
I like to think of myself as a divergent mind.
I'm
So-
Yeah, you're right there.
I am an entrepreneur after all. I don't know.
What was
the-
that English? English, do you speak it?
What?
Sorry, I'm feeling a little.
Okay, while you're feeling this emotion, should we go ahead and talk about envy?
Sure.
Yeah. We did a little note thing for a reference. Anyway,
yeah,
a part that we were honestly really looking forward to watching the 2003 was Envy, because of the fact that he's just mainly because Sissa was really excited. You see how infectious she is with this kind of thing, and he's her favorite character. Yeah, and for the most part. Actually, not for the most part. He's actually pretty different now that I think about it.
Yes,
he's
Yeah.
he's a bully in both versions, but in 2003 he has
likes
a lot
to fight.
Yeah, first of all he actually likes to fight, and
His fighting style looks so freaking cool, though.
The way he fights is awesome, and he has a lot more sort of. Let's see. He has a lot more to back himself up with, because in the 2009 he's a lot more, like I said, of a bully who can't fight at all, and doesn't really,
he can.
He can, but when he turns into
when
he turns into a kaiju, he can.
But when he gets an opening, though, he will take it and make it as sadistic as possible, which is
Yeah.
why we all really. I mean, he's great though. He's a great
so
villain, but he just makes us
great.
all so mad.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I love this feeling.
Yeah, he is. Anyway, in 2003, he has a lot more to sort of back up what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For one thing, because he can actually fight, and he can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fights like how a gymnast would.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It looks really cool. Whenever in the last end credits thing, whenever it showed him and Edward fighting,
And he does the windmill.
I wish we saw more of them fighting like that. But it was just we always made sure to watch that because it just looks so cool.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, dang, oops! I almost skipped it.
Yeah. He would get a gold medal in breaking.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
he would
We're not
steal
gonna
the
talk
gold.
about that though.
He would
Pop
steal-
in and lock in.
Stop it.
He would steal the gold medal first.
Yeah.
He just
steal it?
walk. Yeah,
No,
he just
he'd
walk
steal
off
all
the
of
stage.
them.
He just walk off
This
the
is
stage
mine. Thank you very much.
and then flip out, and then just flip out of there.
With, yo, where you go?
Anyway, so
Real quick.
Yes.
Now I just brought this up because this morning, for some reason, I was on my recommended. I was watching a lot of breakdancing videos from the Olympic trials. You hear the quotes in my voice, but that's where this comes from. Envy would probably do very well, and then I don't think he'd have to.
Actually,
He'd
yeah.
just be a jerk about it. Go on, Zip. Speak.
Anyway, so the interesting thing that I actually honestly really liked was the personal rivalry he had with the Elric brothers. Like, he was made it his mission in life to make the Elrics suffer as much as possible.
Normally, yes, it's also to make everyone else suffer as much as possible, but specifically the Elric brothers in this case.
Because it comes from, his envy of them, that, he's Hohenheim's son. Spoiler alert, but, if you watch if you're this far into it, then this whole thing's a spoiler alert, yeah. He's Envy's son, Hohenheim's son, and him and Dante's, and he was jealous. He's jealous of Ed and Al because of the fact that Hohenheim had a family with Trisha, and had those kids,
and he preferred that family.
Yeah, and he was jealous of being replaced, which is why he really wanted to kind of he really enjoyed taunting both Ed and Al as much as he possibly could. And then there was that really interesting scene where he found out that Dante sent Hohenheim through the gate, and he was furious. Like, he attacked Bradley.
He punched. Not only did he attack him, he punched him in the face.
Yeah.
And then he punched a crater into the ground.
Yeah, no one is used to seeing Bradley get hit when he's.
It just makes us speechless.
Yeah, everyone was really surprised because I realized that we've never seen someone actually punch Bradley in the face, mainly because of the fact that they usually wind up dead immediately afterwards.
Or their hand is across the room.
Or their hand is across the room, like he sidesteps them and then just chops the hand off, and the hand just sort of flops across the room.
Fruit ninja. With people's digits.
He's
pretty much.
He's a fruit ninja, but with people.
Now imagining him doing a fruit ninja thing, like bang.
Oh my god!
Except in his case, they probably
so
like shoot.
It would cover the inside of the screen.
It's
and he would somehow be unstained.
Violence like that sounds like The Boys, honestly. Yeah.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the actual food.
That'd be a bunch of tomatoes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm not insane.
Okay.
So.
No. It'd have to be.
I am. That's what popped by my head.
Ziv said so much blood, and I was agreeing with them.
I mean, he probably
admit
can't.
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, knowing Bradley, he could totally initiate Homelander levels of violence, but still.
Oh yeah, he has. But that's off screen.
And he can off screen.
Yeah, and the whole deal with. I mean, I feel like the rivalry could have been more explored. Like we only got the real banger with, do you really want to see? You asked for it. That's the stabbing sound, by the way.
So good.
There was it came a little late in my opinion. I wish we could have seen the actual rivalry between Ed and Envy more. Like where Ed is going after Dante, but Envy is like the nemesis that he really butts heads with. Yeah, and and you get this more in Brotherhood with Ed and Pride, and kind of with Ed and Envy, but both are really good. And
it would have been nice to have a little more time to be totally thrown about how Envy looked like that.
It's a great scene though.
Yeah, if someone even says, "Good Lord, what the heck do you even have against the Elric brothers? Don't we have an initiative? Don't we have an agenda to go after instead?"
With good Lord.
Yeah, it kind of was if someone would have actually said that. And you also get a little bit of info with that with Brotherhood as well, in possibly the greatest revenge subplot ever done, in my opinion. Fight me. With the whole thing. Yeah.
I'm not arguing. It's great.
So then, I guess I'll begin by burning out your tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great scene.
Don't step to me with that.
Oh, okay.
No, that's all I had to say with that, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But that's the sort of thing that makes me think of.
I think we've gone over all the homunculi except for Bradley.
Yeah, there's not much to say with Bradley, honestly. Like, he's pretty much the same. He's more snarky. He's more smug, gloaty.
And his mustache isn't as cool, but it's still pretty cool.
It's kind of cool.
It's still pretty cool.
I think it changes a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little shorter. It's a little longer in 2003, but it's more. So it's shorter, but also taller in the 2009.
It's thicker.
It's thicker. Yeah, it's more Stalin-like in 2009.
Honestly, I don't.
Not what to say about him.
I don't really know what to say about him, and it's kind of hard for me to say any critiques because his voice actor is so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Because in both versions, all versions actually, including the Fritz Lang thing, it's just.
Yeah.
I just really like his voice actor is just really good. God bless his soul.
But it's
Yeah.
like, 2003 freaking kills his kid.
Oh jeez, I forgot about that.
He chokes out his kid.
It is
yeah.
so weird seeing Salim not as an evil devil child.
He's a nice little boy.
Yeah, with
no
yeah.
common sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah,
true.
right.
It's true. He went back to save his father's skull, and that ends up happening. So yeah, thanks plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was silly. It's
The
like
point
he went back to save his father's skull.
The fact that he went back to
He's
save
a
his father's
child.
skull.
Wouldn't he like save like his favorite
His train.
soccer ball
his
or
train-
like
what,
his
the
train
train he just
set
received?
or something?
Yeah, you know what?
That's choo-choo.
So
The thing with him saving his father's skull, I guess, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. He said it was very important. The thing that does not make sense is that he would go to his father.
It's
Maybe
like,
he heard him
hey,
talking.
Dad, here's your skull.
I mean, and it was in the winery. That it's like far below wherever the skull was. So it would make more sense if he just got the skull, ran out, like, "Hey, Mom, Dad said it's really important. Should we hold on to it?"
That would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
didn't he deliver it to him? It's
And all the way at the winery, did he hear
I mean,
him?
and
I guess it
also-
would have made sense if he wanted to tell his dad that he had it. Or
the
something.
car. Yeah,
I'll
but
meet you
I
at the
would
car.
have stayed at a.
Yeah.
I would have stayed at a distance and said, "Dad,
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
or
got
it's-
your skull.
Yeah,
I'm
or
gonna
if
go
it-
back with Mom."
Yeah, or if he would have said that I want, yeah, exactly that. Hey, I know this is really important, but I know this is really important, but I just wanted to let you know they have this. I'm gonna be at the car, and then
Yeah.
I guess that could be the point with when Bradley walks up to him, and he's like, and then he's like, what is it, Dad? Or, you
Yeah, maybe something like that
Hypothetically.
might have worked a little better. But something I don't like. Another thing that doesn't make much sense is how he just like the car freaking crashed and he just left his mom in
Yeah,
there,
it's
like not
no
without
BRB,
a word.
but no,
He
nothing.
just had this sudden determined look on his face, opened the door, and left. He didn't, not a word to his mother.
Deuces.
Yeah, deuces, Mom.
Deuces, ma.
Yeah,
Like that was cruel.
his poor mother too.
And-
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, does anyone care about the girls?
No,
No.
That's the thing.
For all intents and purposes, that of course, no, that of course was a joke. And,
Sort of.
Let's see. Is there anything else to talk about? Oh yeah, he's more openly evil. I think is one of the main
Yeah,
things, which
for
is
sure.
interesting to see with Bradley.
Yeah, because again, I'm used to Bradley being more just sort of super coldly efficient with what he's doing. Like, doesn't have time to. Doesn't have a lot of time to brag, but if he can, he will. You know, this is as old as you're gonna get. That whole thing.
He's got some
Because
good one-liners.
Because, he's the type of guy who is straight up awesome, and he knows it. And so he doesn't have to prove to anyone. His whole thing, when he's gloating, it's less of a, haha, I'm gonna beat you, and it's more of, I'm gonna chill you to the bone, and then I'm gonna cut you to the bone.
Yeah. So,
Hohenheim.
what's the deal with Hohenheim?
Excellent question.
We don't really
boy.
know. I feel like
Just a minute.
first of all,
That.
yeah, he's not a great dad.
He's a.
This Hohenheim in 2003, by the way. We are all very passionate about the Hohenheim and
Oh,
the Brotherhood.
we
He's great.
love that man.
Yeah.
We love that man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'd kill for him.
we'd kill for him. We'd hug him.
Yeah, we kill for him. He
Yeah.
probably wouldn't want us to, though.
No, yeah.
And then we wouldn't kill for him.
Yeah. Just, yes, sir. You know, you just
Yeah,
listen to
you want me
anything this
to- you
man
want me to
says.
off this? You want me to off this full, sir?
No, that wouldn't be necessary.
Okay. Are you
I'll
sure?
be your shield.
No, that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary
Are
too.
you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I will jump in front of you if I have to.
That's you don't need to do that.
I'll take a bullet for you, sir.
Just you please stop talking like that.
I take a bullet for you. I take a spear, a missile, fireball.
You
Even.
don't have to do any of those.
I'll catch a fireball for you.
Okay, let's go. Let's just all calm down.
I will
and,
catch the sun for you.
let's just all calm down and. Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with something that would one up that. I was like,
I will
I will
I think-
leap face first into a black hole for you.
I think it's funny.
Please don't do that.
I think there's something, especially because he literally was able to catch a sun when the pipe went through one at him.
He's not much of a fighter, but then he proceeds to catch the sun, then proceeds to grab a sun with his bare hands and throws it up into the sky.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Can I hug you, sir?
Okay.
Oh my god.
He does look like he gives great hugs,
He
though.
does.
Yeah, exactly.
I
He's
love
just
that
so,
man.
Yeah, he's just so lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, 2003 Hohenheim.
Oh.
Hey. Why didn't you guys say anything about how much we love Hohenheim?
Because honestly,
He's your favorite character, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't have to
Speak.
I don't have to say much. Hohenheim is my favorite character in Brotherhood. I don't think words will be able to effectively tell you how much I just love this character, honestly. Because I mean, he is so well written in Brotherhood. But in the 2003 one, yeah, let's talk about that now.
Yeah, I think one issue that I remember we said we had about him was how he was just sort of dropped like a grenade, onto the plot without a lot of build up. Like it could have even done with something at say like the end of the episode. I don't know if they did do this. The end of the episode before this, where it just like shows something of him, and you're like, wait, is that Ed and Al's dad or something?
He kind of looks like their dad.
Yeah,
but
It looks like
I'm not sure.
It looks like the one we saw in the picture, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it could have done something like that, where he was just sort of like, all right, let's put Ed and Al's father in. Which episode are we gonna put him? How about this one?
Yeah, and they stamped it.
Yeah, another thing that didn't really make much sense to me was the reason why he left in the first place. So talk about Brotherhood again, where his whole reasoning there is the fact that he
save the world.
Yeah, well, technically, a mistress technically, but he
And
had to
tells
make
Trisha.
But he had to make that transmutation circle, and he had to go out and he had to take care of it. And one thing I honestly really like is that it's very clear that Trisha knows exactly that he's told Trisha everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, and what he says that he has to go away for a while. I'm pretty sure she knew what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
and she was like,
Yes.
"All right, I'll wait. All right, I'll wait for you."
Which it hurts my soul.
Yeah, and he was gonna go out, take care of this. She didn't know it would take that long. He's been around for like 400 years. So how was he supposed to? So he's not great at keeping track of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Does he have a watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think so, but yeah, he was going to take care of his business, get back home as soon as he could, and he
Easy,
tried.
Yeah.
easy peasy.
And the thing that breaks my heart, not only but Trisha telling Panako that tell Hohenheim I'm sorry, but I won't be able to wait. But I won't be able to wait for him. It looks like I'm going first. The thing that really breaks my heart is that he did all that work to make sure to keep the mistress safe, and then he was going to go back to a mistress and then he was going to go back to a mistress back to Risenbull to be able to come home to his wife, his boys, see the nice house, to be able to spend some time with them before he has to take care of business with the Pipe Lord. And then he comes home to see burned down ruins of a house. His boys are gone, and his wife is dead. And
Yeah,
you
and
think that, I guess you could say that's kind of Dante's thing with giving it all you got, but there's no equivalent exchange. But the fact that happened to him, but he was still trying to do his best to be a good father. But the fact that he couldn't because he was immortal, and to him, it probably took like a year, but he didn't really notice because it kind of, you know.
Are you talking about
how long
which
have we
one?
been gone?
I'm talking about Hohenheim in Brotherhood, whereas in the 2003, he was. What was he trying to do? I know that he didn't want Trisha
He was looking
and
for Dante.
You know,
I know that he didn't want Trisha and the boys to see his rotting flesh, which I mean he could have found a way to explain that really bad eczema, I guess.
Yeah.
It was really unclear. I remember saying that he was probably looking for Dante, but then in like Conqueror, and then I think it was in. I don't know if it was in Conqueror of Shamballa or if it was possibly in the end of the series. He says that it was in the end of the series when he says that he was hoping that the issue with Dante would basically, just sort of disappear
Just
and
go
leave.
away.
Just sort of go away. So then it's like, okay, so he wasn't looking for Dante. So what was he doing then?
He just left. It's because he thought he looked gross.
I mean, he could have. It could have
Come on,
been.
we
like,
all look gross at some point. It's called getting older.
I mean, it could have been. The reason could have been something like wanting to be able to I don't know, find some sort of way to stave off the rotting a little bit so he'd be able to grow old with his wife.
It didn't make any
But-
sense.
yeah,
He just
yeah.
left her.
Which-
It just feels kind of cold-hearted. It just feels totally cold-hearted.
Yeah, it's exactly what he was doing in Brotherhood before he found the thing that the Pipe Lord was doing. He was actually looking for ways to be able to become mortal and be able to get rid of the Philosopher's Stone. And he actually stumbled across the whole transmutation circle thing by accident because of Ishval.
Oh, so he was like, oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And he knew he was the only one who could have done it, who could do something about it.
Another thing with how with Trisha was very accepting of the fact that her husband in 2003 just left, and his reason was stupid. You know, like if he even gave one, he probably gave a vague reason as to why he was even leaving in the first
I must
place.
go. I
must go.
Shop
Please
before-
don't go.
Yeah, I, was like, I must.
Please don't go.
I was like, I have to go to Costco for a long time. I have to get like a TV. Or I have to get a new phone. Or
When are you gonna come back?
I don't know. These things take a while.
But what about our sons?
I'll get them phones too.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
And then he probably dated a bunch of chicks. Well,
He was flirting with Maria Ross.
that made
Yeah.
me despise
Why?
him.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
Just
like
Makes me despise him.
at first I was
Why?
like, at first I was trying to convince myself, oh, he's just being nice. He probably doesn't realize this sounds like flirting.
And then he touched her hair.
And then he tucked her hair behind her ear.
There's no man makes that move without flirting.
And on the one hand, he's like, that's
Are you-
horrible. But on the other hand, he's sort of thinking, that's a good move.
Stop it!
However,
No, I was like, no, but no
You
man
can't
ever
do
makes that
that.
move in just friendly conversation.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's a move. That's a straight up move.
But it's just how horrible can you get? He keeps saying that, you know, he really loved Trisha, you know, and he loved his family. But then he does that crap. Like, if he really loved Trisha as much as he says, he wouldn't move on as quickly.
And his first appearance too.
His
Just
first
saying.
appearance. It's like,
What's his
were
first
the creators
appearance?
trying to make us hate him? Or at least not like him?
Well,
Diabolical.
it doesn't get any worse when you hear that he that he did human transmutation to bring Envy back to life, and then he abandoned him. I mean, we only get that from Envy's point of view, but we really have no idea what happened.
Yeah, and just learning about that is it's sickening. How he did the same thing to his boys.
Yeah. So, and they don't really.
You know?
I don't know how they hold him accountable to it
No,
in the
they
show.
don't. Like Alphonse, especially. I was just wondering why the heck does he follow? Does he just say, "Come on, Dad," and they just leave together? And then Edward is the one who seems crazy. You know, when I feel the exact same way.
Wait,
I felt the exact same way, and I wasn't even the guy's son.
Yeah, we all I think we all felt the exact same way as Edward. We all wanted Hohenheim beaten to a pulp,
Edward
Yeah.
took care of that.
and
Yeah,
Ed would
Ed
take
did.
care of that. But then Al was defending him, even though this Hohenheim had no good reason to leave his home and his family, and then he was literally flirting with Maria Ross, and then he just showed up out of the blue several years later, you know.
And then left again. Deuces.
And then he left again. And then Al
Deuces,
just doesn't
boys.
hold him accountable for any of that. It just doesn't make any sense.
You know, it almost makes sense that he's voiced by this guy.
Wait,
What is it?
what? I mean, his 2003 voice actor? Or-
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I know what this is.
Yeah, he's voiced by this guy.
Oy vey.
Hey, no way!
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wait, so he's.
Shh, shh. Bring it closer to the freaking.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I can hear it, actually.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, I remember that. I heard that like a year ago, but I can actually hear it, though.
I can hear it a little bit too.
Yeah, he's voiced by the same guy who voices the Overlord in Ninjago.
That's ironic.
Huh.
Father and all that.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually.
Well, that's an interesting fact.
Doesn't the guy who played the Overlord also play Scales?
Wait,
Does-
I don't think so.
Does he? I think
I thought he did. Anyway, what was it? Anyway, let's see.
We were talking about how much we don't like Hohenheim in
Yeah.
2003. He just is he's just not a good person.
So coming up on the 2-hour mark in 9 minutes. So
I think we should finish up talking about the characters.
and then talk about Conqueror of Shamballa.
I was thinking and then leave. But
Yeah, I think
we'd have to be
talk-
here for like 4 hours to talk about all of this.
We'll
Yeah,
have to split this into parts 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because this is
we-
Fullmetal Alchemist after all. I figured it'd be a little.
yeah. We just finished talking about Hohenheim. I think we already talked about like. Did we talk about the story at all, or should we, what do you guys think?
There's a lot to talk about there. So
Amestris
Yeah.
sucks. The alchemy is very complicated.
I mean, it's not complicated. It's more inconsistent.
It's
Yeah.
inconsistent and slightly complicated
And
for
magic.
my,
Also,
for
Amest-
my brain.
And
It's-
Amestris has always sucked, so that's nothing new.
Amestris has always sucked with their morals and values, and
They're basically Nazis.
for their their humanity is almost non-existent. The people who live there, like other than the military, they have no idea really what's happening. They just know they have a better life than the Ishvalans. Sorry, alchemy is just like magic. You know, you could pretty much do anything you want with it, including resurrect people,
You know, the first half
especially
kind
if they're your brother.
the first half kind of still applies to Brotherhood. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with Amestris, you mean?
Yeah.
Now, something I learned quite recently is that the Philosopher's Stones work different than I thought. Like, for instance, with the homunculi, like they eat all of these Philosopher's Stones like Skittles, right? Like,
Yeah, it's delicious. It's delicious.
and they like do this like as they're growing from being really gross when they start out to when they start to look more
Human-like.
human-like. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they do that, and then they have their powers and stuff, but they don't vomit up or lose any of the energy in the Philosopher's Stones until they're in a
Transmutation
circle, like, and there's all these things that are written out and drawn in it, and then a part of their past, like a finger, let's say, of their old body, or a skull that someone has in their house, is brought into the transmutation circle and then lit on fire, I guess. And then that's what
Yeah,
makes
let's say Mac was a
basically what
homunculus.
makes
Let's say I use human transmutation to bring Mac back. As a homunculus, he would be able as a homunculus, he will basically be initially he'd be a gross mess full of flesh and bones and the amassed stuff from the from the body he used to have.
It happens.
It wouldn't be good. So now it wouldn't be until I give him some Philosopher's Stones where he gets the power up. He'd be nigh immortal. He'd be able to have the resurrection powers. He'd probably get some sick power up. Probably something
Yeah.
to do with guns. I don't know.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be, and if he wouldn't, and he'd basically be like that for as long as possible, no matter how many times he gets killed, and no matter how many times he gets killed, probably in gunfights.
But what ho?
I am invincible.
But what ho?
But
When he is a
but
human, he
but-
gets his nose chopped off,
Yeah.
and that's left behind.
I was
when
going to
he's
say that,
homunculus.
but I was going to say that it wouldn't be unless it's a cutscene, and that there's and he's standing in like a transmutation circle, and a piece of his original human body
His
was in
nose.
it. That he'd be.
Let's say my disembodied middle finger, for example.
Why not?
Oh, that would be epic. Yeah, give it a homunculus the middle finger.
Like, people would just think it's a finger, though. They wouldn't know it's the middle finger.
but let's say
it's,
if
the
it
longest,
was-
it's the longest finger, though.
Yeah,
so.
but let's say that someone puts throws the middle finger onto the transmutation circle while he's standing in it. Then after that's done, you'd basically be a normal human with the power up. So
Wouldn't they
if
set
you can be
fire to
easily
it?
so. As soon as
shot
somebody
me.
does like
And I'm bleeding!
yeah, somebody deals like a fatal blow to you, then you blow up the Philosopher's Stones, and then you curl up into and then you curl up and be really bad, and you buff up the Philosopher's Stones, and
Yeah.
you be dead, you die.
Then once you barf up the Philosopher's Stones, then someone would do the killing blow, and then you'd be dead. You'd be just a dead gnat on the
Yeah,
floor.
I think
And then you get tanked or into like a little red
Basically.
puddle.
Come to think of it, and almost the only thing that happened with Pride's death was the thing with the the skull, because there's no transmutation circle.
Yeah,
or,
I didn't understand that.
No.
Yeah.
I think the transmutation circle is supposed to be kind of like, the one on Roy's glove.
It
I
didn't
thought-
really look like it though.
No,
Like,
I was thinking, don't they have to be standing in one?
Yeah.
But then again, why wouldn't they just look at the floor when they enter a room and then be like, oh, I'm about to get myself killed?
Well, I think
and
being-
then
Well,
not go into it.
yeah, I think being
Why didn't-
closer to the remains, their past makes them weaker. Like, you know,
happened to
Greed was getting all weak, and same thing happened with Lust whenever she touched that locket thing, and Bradley was getting all weak, which is why he killed Salim because he was mad about it. That sounds a lot. That sounds pretty good.
That sounds trivial when
That
you
makes
say
me
it like
think of
that.
the Key and Peele thing. Remember? Now I'm gonna beat on you.
I'm gonna drown my souls in a river of vodka.
Yeah.
That
I'm gonna
sounded.
internalize that and take it out on you tomorrow.
I'm gonna beat on you because you look like the wife that left me.
Coming reluctantly.
Anyway,
I'm gonna kill you because I'm what?
I'm going to kill you because you made me angry.
But no, it's because
I'm going to kill.
he's angry because he's weaker now.
yeah, I'm weaker now because you brought me my human remains, the same remains I told you earlier today, and now I'm going to kill you because of that.
Wait, say what?
I am totally shocked by this new development, and I can't believe I made this choice. Dying dramatically. Now I'm going to take out the rest of my anger on you, even though I'm in my weakened state.
Think again.
Because I have only my pride left, and I can't just
Because I only-
lie down and take this.
That was really cute, Fiora, but you're forgetting something. Only my pride left. That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. So we covered that.
Yeah.
Nice.
we talked about the consistency with the manga already.
Thanks for that example, because I was struggling with trying to,
Yeah, you're welcome.
trying to figure out all those steps.
And now you can picture Mac as a homunculus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Then we talked about the divergence, and
The initial
this would be.
consistency with the manga. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that and the divergence with the whole fifth laboratory, I think.
And now we talk about
The
the conclusion.
Yeah. The end is basically setting things up for the movie. I wish I could say otherwise,
It was
but
cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was so
it was cool.
I mean, the end was so it was good. Like the whole thing with Envy, going through the gate. I still think it's a great scene. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
it really helped with Mista because he actually was able to learn the piece that showed up in that scene specifically due to watching that scene. That's when you found out about the piece's existence, right?
No,
Or did you know about it?
I
I
knew
just-
about it a long time ago.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense.
It was on that piece is on the first keyboard we had. That was when I first learned about it. I was reminded, and it was also on the rolling piano over there, and on the Chopin album we have on iTunes. Actually,
It's on a lot of
that
things.
makes
Yeah.
sense. It's a beautiful song. So.
Yeah.
But after watching the scene, it was the thing and then after learning that it was on the website I used to learn different pieces, and then watching the scene, it made me want to learn the piece.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's still my favorite. And yeah, it's still my favorite scene, and possibly the entire series, including the movie. When are we going to talk about the movie?
Yeah, that's one of
We're
the
gonna talk about it soon.
Yeah, the whole thing
like
that-
really soon.
Yeah. Another thing that kind of irked me was the fact that the whole thing with Ed ending up in the real world was really, really cool, in my opinion. Like the thing with Hohenheim and all that. And I could have done with... And I was just disappointed that it was just one episode. I could have done with like a 10-episode arc of that stuff.
That could have been so cool.
Yeah,
like
that's-
them in freaking World War One. Was that what it was?
Yeah, and the Beethoven playing in the background is just
So
so
good.
awesome.
and then you probably have stuff like with more
Warblings?
stuff with Dante and all that stuff. I mean, the fact that she got killed off by Gluttony, I can see where they were going with that, but I mean, come on, they were cleaning shop for the movie.
Yeah,
Also, where'd she go?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like
I mean, it's because it would take Gluttony a while to fit that whole dress down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of like reminds me of that thing in the last James Bond movie, No Time to Die, when I forgot his name. Hans Landa was unceremoniously. Right, Blofeld was unceremoniously killed off, and it was very clear that it was a device by the writers to, like you said, clear shop for because this is the last movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they needed room for Eckhart. What's her name?
And then
What's her first name?
I don't know. Who cares?
Dietlinde.
Dendelende?
Dietlinde.
Daffodil?
But
Just
the-
that-
You're insulting so many German
you're
people.
offending our German listeners.
Dendelende.
I can't pronounce it either.
Eckhart.
What did you? Okay,
Yeah,
so-
there's
I
just-
don't mean to offend them.
Yeah.
I just don't like that woman.
Yeah, me neither. We'll just call her Eckhart or something.
This, let's see.
Let's call her Diddy.
Diddy Eckhart.
Diddy's good, actually.
Diddy
I was going to say. I was going to suggest you call her maybe Diet Dante, but.
Diet Dante.
But
Let's call her Diddy.
I like Diddy.
Diddy works.
Yeah,
Diddy
yeah,
Eckhart.
Diddy's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and And just one side note before we get to Conqueror of Shamballa, Brett Archer, his whole thing with the automail and all that. I mean, it was a cool idea and concept, but
Remember
it
when he
just
came
doesn't
out of
make
the
any
car?
sense.
it's a lot.
When he came out of the car.
How did he fit in there?
In the car. I mean, if it makes sense if it was like one of those, if it was one of those semi trucks from Terminator or something
And he
like
came
that.
out like that,
it
and
makes
then he
sense.
hopped to the ground.
Yeah, I was imagining like him stopping a car. He's just like, hey, what's the matter? And the guy in the passenger, the driver's seat is like, hey, what's the matter, sir? And then he just says, get out.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be kind of funny if it seems like he like has a normal body from one side,
Like Gravity Falls.
and like Gravity Falls, and then like he turns around, he's like, yeah, and like, yeah, exactly.
How do you
Get out.
No, that's the thing. He doesn't even like move his mouth, but he's able to do the laugh when he's shooting people.
Yeah, with the weird mouth gun.
It doesn't make any sense.
Wait a second. Would he still be considered? Would he still be
I forgot
nicknamed
about that. I can't
lefty
believe I
in
forgot
this
about
case,
that.
or since the normal side is his right side, he'd be righty?
The left side, I don't know. The left side is more memorable.
Yeah, the left. Wasn't it the left side that had the giant gun? Or
and it had the left side had the whole shebang.
yeah.
Bang, get it?
Yeah.
Because it goes bang.
He got his face ruined
You could
in
say
the
shebang,
whole
bang, bang.
shebang bang bang.
Shebang, bang, bang.
Yeah, we should put that on a shirt. Shebang bang bang.
Shebang, bang, bang.
With each of our faces on it. Anyway, like in chibi form, probably in Zips art style.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
How did he get his face ruined again?
Philosopher's Stone.
Philosopher's Stone thing.
I don't know how
Somehow.
it only got half of them.
Yeah.
I guess he was
For,
right on the outskirts of the city, and half
And he
of
was
it got
turned to the side.
half of him got by the Philosopher's Stone.
I mean, I guess it would make sense if he pulled like a Lot's wife scenario and was like running for it, and then chose the wrong moment to turn around and be like, "Ha, I'm safe."
Oh yeah, maybe.
Okay, that makes sense.
But did anyone else kind of be like when you saw him screaming in the
Oh yeah, he
in
was
the
horrible.
ambulance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he deserved it. He had no right to be that pretty. I know
What
you
does that
guys
have-
have
what
probably
the heck
been waiting for me to say
Yeah,
that.
so we're waiting for you to say that. What is that? What
I
does
was
that have to do with
gonna be
anything?
merciful. I didn't want to bring it up.
No, yeah, I'm just saying I don't have a crush on the guy. I swear it. I swear on my life. But I
This
just
is
like
fake Archer. You could swear on I don't know, your shoes.
I like these shoes. I like these shoes. Anyway, I just really like his design is all. Like the shorter black hair and like the
Blue eyes.
blue
the cold
eyes.
blue eyes.
Yeah.
The cold like icy
Yeah.
blue
Yeah,
eyes.
He's
like
like a good foil for
and like how pale his skin
Yeah,
is.
he's like his skin is like literally white, like toilet white. Like I said,
toilet paper white or like porcelain
No,
white?
like porcelain toilet white.
Yeah. The interesting thing with him, he's actually a really good foil for Hughes because he was replaced Hughes, and the fact that he's completely heartless. He does very heartless, cold ambition. He wants to be a war hero, all that.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it
honestly.
was-
I wish they did more of it.
Yeah, I wish they could have done more with it as well. And I just found that to be like really interesting with the foil thing. I don't know what. Maybe how could they have done it with the weapons rather than him using the guns? Like if Hughes had the knives, so I don't. He couldn't use sword because of the fact that Bradley has sword.
Just daggers.
Actually daggers.
Yeah, as opposed to being which is the difference between as a difference between Hughes, who like does the thing with throwing them. He just like
Gets
just
up close and personal.
Up close and personal, just like.
Or maybe like yeah, or maybe he was I don't know, a really good kicker. He like had the fastest feet in the mistress or something, and like did tap dancing on the side.
Well, now
I
he's
don't
got he had the fastest foot in a mess after the whole thing with Mior. Sorry.
And the way like he was taken out.
Oh yeah, by Visa.
Just
Now
one
the fact that
shot?
Visa got.
shot.
No,
It was
no, I
like
think it was
three
like five, it was like
shots.
Three
five
shots.
shots.
Was
or
it?
Yeah,
something.
the fact that Visa got him doesn't bother me. Yeah, of all the people, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, other than Mustang, I guess. But he already got Bradley. The fact that all it took was a few shots to the back, though. I mean, he's a cyborg. He was like a really big antagonist in the series, so it should have been something like bigger or cathartic
Like,
or
yeah.
ironic.
Yeah, or if there's like a big fight and then she shoots him in the back, and then if he like turns around, then she could nail him one more time in the forehead.
Yeah,
Or something,
like
yeah.
that could have been way better. It felt extremely
Anticlimactic.
yeah. Like, I expected something more impressive, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially from
More
especially
grand.
from Lisa, right?
Yeah.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Kimberly and how greasy he was.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a
Great.
good-
Greasy,
Yeah, honestly,
skinny
w-
little
grungy.
gremlin.
whenever it showed, I don't know why. For some reason, he's my favorite villain in Brotherhood. I just think he's really cool. He reminds me of the Joker. His philosophical arguments are interesting, and he dresses nice. But
Yeah.
He's such a little muskrat in the 2003.
But yeah, every time he showed up in the 2003, I just ended up missing him in the Brotherhood because he was like
He just kind of let out a deep
He's like,
sigh.
in 2003, he's more like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
People go boom.
his alchemy was pretty cool in 2003 with
Yeah.
the people bombs.
But then he's like, you go boom.
Yeah.
Like, whatever
His whole
showed him.
His whole deal was like his whole deal seemed to be. I think we said that if Kimberly's whole deal like is like Mad Bomber versus Mad Bomber versus psychopathic realist or something like that. There's like a video on YouTube. Give it a look. It's really good.
What's the YouTube channel called?
I think Alexander or something like that. But
Yeah.
he seemed like this just the Mad Bomber. You know what I mean? Like he was just
Yeah.
in it he was just in it to blow people up, and he was in it for the kicks, rather than Kimberly, where in the Brotherhood, where something more. He just wanted to see what would happen up close and personal.
So he's basically like Michael Bay, but crazy. No wait. Just Michael Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
and his outfits were like really different too. Like I don't know. The way he dressed
Like
kind of
an
reminded me of.
ex-convict.
Say again.
Like an ex-convict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of. He kind of reminded me of a cross between Dobby and Bakugo. Not gonna
The way
lie.
he
Dobby
dressed,
from-
like
Not
in
the way he dressed,
2003.
but like the way he acted too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way he held himself.
Like the way he held himself like Dobby,
He's
and he
very loose.
acted like Bakugo.
Good point.
Yeah.
No shade on either of those characters. Maybe a bit on Bakugo. He still needs some work.
Oh, yeah, serious work.
But anyway, this is what I feel about Kimberly.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that we did unanimously agree on was that, honestly, Brotherhood Kimberly, if given the chance, I feel like he probably would have joined Greed and his crew if
Oh,
it served
for
his own-
sure.
if it served his own interests.
I think
he would
so.
stick out like a sore thumb, though, to do him looking all like classy with his suit and with the white suit and the hat and all that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That,
He'd probably overshine Greed.
yeah.
Good
It'd be like Pirates of the Caribbean.
could be
Hey,
funny.
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm doing Greed.
Oh yeah, go, yeah, I'll do
So,
Kimberly.
like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are we doing here? Just going back and forth, back and forth. What are we doing?
It's back and forth. It's like a give and take.
It's like give and take, equivalent exchange, except it's just lame.
Okay. We talked about everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the conclusion, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just a side note,
Yes.
I just went on. Just checked out a clip on YouTube to see YouTube for Frank Archer, just so I could look at the comments, and a lot of them were talking about how they remember him how they remember the character being a cyborg and literally nothing else, which is funny because that's what I was thinking going into it.
Wow.
Wow.
And also one comment saying that referring to Dante's part, saying this chimera is a dog, this chimera is a snake, and this one's a bull, and this one is a gun.
Good.
A gun chimera.
A gun kind of.
Gun fiend.
I'm just imagining like for each one there's the animal sound corresponding with it, and then
We should put that into the sound effects here.
Good gun sound. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
yeah, I love that idea.
Into the
already.
part B, the one. We should also do a bleep on part B.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a G here. It's like
should figure
G
out-
is for gun.
Yeah,
you know?
a D is for gun. We'll do B
Yeah.
for the bleep.
So should we go ahead and talk about Conqueror of Shamballa a bit?
Yeah. we
Yes.
should.
Well,
Moses.
yeah, we
I'm gonna get some water real quick.
watched. Yeah, we watched it yesterday. It was exhausting.
I've never felt this type of exhaustion after watching a series finale ever.
I mean,
actually.
you're supposed to feel kind of exhausted with a series
Yeah,
finale, but it's more so because of the
fulfilled.
catharsis and the relief and the fulfillment.
Yeah,
I just
this-
felt tired because I was trying to understand this stuff.
I think I may have had trouble sleeping.
I was
because
getting sorry for interrupting. I was getting exhausted from the mental gymnastics that I was constantly doing, so that way I could figure out what the heck was going on with everyone.
Yeah, I feel like I may have had trouble.
Here you go.
You dropped the stick, man. Anyway, I feel like I may have had trouble sleeping last night, either because I had other things in my mind, or I was trying to think about the stuff that happened with that. Because there was, you see, when I get confused like this, or like flabbergasted or flummoxed, then I can hardly speak.
Yeah.
You know, and it's especially given the fact that we all unanimously agreed that like the first quarter of the movie was pretty dang good.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm not gonna lie, and also the
It was
animation.
a lot of fun.
And like I said, the animation style reminded me of like early 2000s 2D animated DreamWorks movies, which I liked. So, which I appreciated.
Yeah, and
or like early 2000s 2D animated Disney movies.
And it felt good to have that thing where we're watching anime movies and we're just appreciating how good the animation is. Oh man, that was
Like,
cool.
go back.
Like there's a whole side quest with Ed and Al, which is pretty great in my opinion. But I forgot what the whole deal was, but I think the guy had like a hydrogen bomb or something like that. But then Edward blew the whole castle up
That
because
was
he didn't
cool.
like it.
It was
I didn't
uranium,
like
actually.
because I don't like it.
Yeah, it was uranium.
Yeah, it was like, of course he doesn't.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll be right back.
And yeah, I mean that could probably still be canon for all we know, if I'm gonna be completely honest. You know,
Yeah, and it was just a fun introduction to the characters for people who hadn't watched the series too.
I can't imagine how you wouldn't be able to. Wow, going into
Well,
watching the series.
some people are foolish.
That sounds like that'd be really confusing for,
I know.
for a number of reasons.
No, I'm with you, but I'm just thinking about how some people do the dang thing. Some people don't watch the series beforehand. And I guess it's a choice.
I get that, but
Which part are we just talking about at the beginning right now?
I think we're talking about about it as a whole or something like that.
Okay.
And like I said, I think one thing that I said was that the movie kind of, or at least what it was sort of going for in the first quarter, especially, was that more sort of Indiana Jones than Fullmetal Alchemist. I guess it was the Nazi. I guess maybe the Nazis had something to do with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am totally with you. And sometimes they put in more Nazi stuff as well. Like they put it in and then they kind of, did it back up just a little bit and then jumped in,
Yeah, I'm just sort of wishing for them to sort of commit.
Yeah, just commit to it. Dang it.
Yeah.
Like why are you even bringing it up if you're not going to go full throttle, pedal to the metal? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I guess there's a little bit of that with the Thule Society, but still, and Eckhart obviously.
Yeah, but they didn't talk as much as they could have about the Thule Society, I think.
Which, as I said before, was apparently a real thing. Actually,
Yeah.
Can you pass that phone over?
Fascinating.
Let me just go to Wikipedia.
What do you think, Witsy?
Well, the first half of the movie definitely seemed a bit more, maybe slightly more solid. It was more towards the latter half that it seemed more like a string of consecutively occurring events that have something to do with each other because of how contrived their proximity to each other is.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay, so here's what Wikipedia says about the Thule Society. There was a German occultist and German word group founded in Munich shortly after World War I, named after a mythical northern country in Greek legend. The society is notable chiefly as the organization that sponsored the Deutschland. I can't pronounce this.
Let me see it.
I'd like to try my best, but hold on, I want to finish this. The German Workers' Party, which was later reorganized by Adolf Hitler into the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the NSDAP, or Nazi Party. According to Hitler biographer Ian Kershaw, the organization's membership list reads like a who's who of early Nazi sympathizers and leading figures in Munich. One of the guys who was a member of it was this guy suspiciously named Dietrich Eckhart. I'm sure.
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
Wait, that was a real person?
A dude in this case, named Diet.
Oh yeah, alternate universe and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So wait,
that's kind of interesting.
so is this real world? So it's like the real world, except it's a little different. I think you compared it to the Spider-Verse sister.
yeah, it's kind of like the Coca-Cola. Remember?
I mean, there's,
Yeah.
in Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I mean, there's Zeppelin. They got war Zeppelins for one thing, which is
Why didn't we have that?
yeah. Why didn't we think of that? Then it showed footage of the Hindenburg. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's why. It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so-
They just
We'll look
changed
at
the
that later.
name.
Huh.
That's interesting.
It changed the spelling of her last name. It included an H that wasn't there before.
well, it's like with Alphonse. It was, from the PH to the F.
yeah.
So, it's the same, but different. You know what I'm saying?
No. Okay, so what I missed? Did you guys talk about Fritz Lang yet?
No, not yet.
Oh,
actually.
he's cool. He cool.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's
I
cool.
like
I mean,
him.
it's kind of contrived on how he just so happens to pass by. It just so happens to pass by Ed, and he just so happens to be looking for a dragon that just so happens to be Envy, and then and then the Dual Society and the Nazis just so happen to show up with the Lance of Longinus, I think. That's not from the moon.
And then-
but anyway, then it just so happens to lead to the plot.
Yeah.
Now I can normally am okay with contrivances in
You
the first
are?
act, but it's kind of too much. It's a bit much.
This
It's
is
a
Fritz-
bit much.
This is Fritz Lang.
He doesn't look any. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he looks
Where's
a lot.
the- where's
he
the
looks a lot.
stash?
Somehow he looks moodier than expected.
There's
Yeah.
a lighting.
But not really.
I don't know, might be-
It's the German art.
Well, he's got an eye patch in this one.
Is it his,
Oh my gosh, he's wearing an eye patch.
that's the wrong eye. That's the wrong eye.
It's over his right. It's over his right.
That's a
eye
nice,
here.
nice Vera Bradley outfit, but the eye patch is on the wrong side.
The eye patch is not on the wrong
The
side.
patch is not on the wrong side.
Now you're the one who's
Offending German
insulted
people.
a bunch of German people.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
I feel nothing.
At least you
Moving
did-
on. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Apologies to the country of Germany.
Twas just
Yeah.
a joke.
And
That, of course, was a joke.
oh yes, so another funny thing that we would have mentioned was like Alphonse bonding his soul to bits of to things of armor. I don't really know how that works.
This is where things get complicated. We're going to bring up a lot of things that we were wondering about the movie. We're not necessarily going to give each other answers because we are very confused about all this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
There are no answers.
Yeah,
There's only
just-
madness.
This is think of this as shower thoughts, but
I gotta watch those videos again. Actually,
on
Yeah.
hyperdrive, I guess.
Yeah, and so I mean, Leo looked nice. A lot of Armstrong stuff, maybe too much Armstrong stuff.
Way too much.
Yeah.
The disrespect. Like I'm sorry, but
Respect their culture. I mean,
what the flip? I don't think the Armstrong that we know from the 2009.
I mean, he probably would have put up a few statues of
Would-
himself.
Maybe,
No, yeah, like a
but it
couple.
would. I think it would just be a joke, like at first, and then he'd be, oh no, I can't.
I was like, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then he would change it. I can't do the buff mustachioed guy voice. I'm working on it. Not really, but. Yeah, I that was quite disrespectful, actually.
And anyway, the thing I was going to talk about was Alphonse bonding bits of his soul to those suits of armor.
Is that safe?
I do have to
Bits
ask though.
of his soul.
does that-
I still don't know how those soldiers work. Were like the people in them already dead? Were the soldiers alive?
do those suits of ar-
The suits of armor? Were the suit armor?
Did they become Horcruxes?
Did they become Horcruxes? Did they become Horcruxes? Did that thing in the beginning of the movie with all those dead people have something to do with it? I mean, I
That's
think
what
it did.
That's what I was
Well,
wondering.
we didn't see him.
Yeah,
So
and then the thing with the soldiers that were bonded with Alphonse's soul, they were controlled by him. There was a whole great scene where Alphonse, when the armor got, with the Alphonse armor, was arrived in the real world.
that was cool.
I genuinely like that, honestly.
I couldn't stop smiling. It was great.
That was really great, actually.
Yeah,
There were some good parts in the movie.
It
Mainly,
was fu- I thought it was fun.
mainly in the
Yes,
first
like,
half.
Overall, it was fun. It was
But
fun,
the plots
but still,
and but the plots and the characters and
With the first half, with the first quarter was clearly the most complete part of the movie.
then the troubled production started to set in.
Yeah, and then more and more. This movie seems like it had a complete script and a complete story to work with, but then due to their production issues, they ended up cutting out several very important scenes because they wanted to, be finished with it very quickly. I mean, like, I keep bringing up the whole subplots thing. I mean, as far as the main plot, as far as with what's going on with Ed, seems to be the most complete so far. But even that has some
Holes.
Problems.
Even that has some pretty serious holes in there. And then there's the whole thing with Hohenheim and the Thor Society and the
Envy.
Atlanta Eckhart. And then we go to the real world. There's Mustang and his team. There's
Don't know what
Well-
Mustang was doing in the middle of the Revenant though.
In Briggs.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
there's
He wanted to be away from society.
He jumped on the wagon of depression.
Yeah.
He got back on.
About
He
time.
got back on the wagon. Yeah.
No, actually, yeah. I thought he would. I thought, does he need to get off the? Wait,
Maybe he fell. Maybe he fell off.
I think
I
he
don't know.
fell
Yeah,
off the wagon.
No, I think he got on the wagon of depression.
Like falling off the wagon into depression. Being on the wagon means you're on the way to getting better.
No, I mean if you're on the wagon of
But
depression,
wouldn't
that
you
means
be-
you're just going to an aimless road, like an aimless road of despair.
No, I mean like the expression falling off the wagon means that you're doing good until you fall off and then you're not because you probably broke a couple bones and stuff.
You see, that makes sense, but at this point, it's like you're hitchhiking and you voluntarily jump on the wagon to make that leads down the road of bad choices.
No,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
the thing. Things happen to make him fall off the wagon.
Okay.
You want to prove to me?
Okay. Well, let's continue the Seinfeld debate later. It was in Seinfeld, by the way.
Oh, you're going down.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
Another thing.
I'm gonna jump
Okay,
off
so-
the wagon
I was gonna-
onto you, and I'm gonna shake you.
Okay.
I was
Mr.
going to say, then there's the whole thing with Wrath and Alphonse, which, that, I mean, clearly there's some holes in there as well. And then there was, I think the most obvious one was the whole thing with Wonry and Cheska, and they're doing the whole
I don't know what
investigation.
that was.
What were they doing?
Yeah,
what
and
were
then
they
they
doing in
investigating.
there?
They
Yeah.
fell from the plot. They literally fell into the plot. By the way, people fall from high heights a lot, and they end up totally
my
fine.
Yeah, 'cause, like, I
Edward
even said
fell
about-
70 feet.
Yeah, it fell like, I don't know, 70, 80 feet
From an
on his
airplane.
back.
From an airplane.
Yeah, from an airplane.
the window.
He
He
was-
should have
he
shattered his
jumped
spine.
He
jumped
fell
from the-
on his back.
He fell off of an airplane through a window on like an 80-foot free fall
Oh my-
onto his back, and then he just got up.
He
Like
just
nothing
got up.
happened. I mean, if this was happening to like Azumi or something like that, it would make sense because not
The
even
ground
Death
is
wants-
scared of
No,
her.
Because-
like that woman would cough up a bit of blood.
Yeah,
but
actually-
then she would, be
she
fine.
would land like the Terminator or something, and there'd be a crater in the ground.
Yeah, and it'd be
So,
super
yeah,
intense,
yeah.
and then she'd be
Yeah.
caught.
Oh yeah, and Azumi's dead too. That was
How
In the beginning of the story, and then Wrath was there, like in the cemetery. Just nothing has
Chilling.
changed about this
Angsting.
guy.
I'm
except for the automail.
It's
I
been
guess.
2 years.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering though. I think the thing with Azumi being dead just caught everyone off guard because we just assumed that Azumi, she's like indestructible.
No, see-
Nothing wants to deal with her. Not even Death wants to take her because of the fact that Death doesn't want to have to go toe to toe with her for
Obvious reasons.
for taking her too soon.
Yeah, because that's why. Yeah, that's why she was dying from the whole thing with the coughing up the blood. Because Death was afraid to take her out. Was too scared to just take her out. Completely. Yeah, he knew he could only live. He could get her by doing a slow death.
Yeah, exactly. If it was like a hand to hand, if it was like an immediate thing, then
He
It's
knew.
that
Should be
something to
fine.
say.
So sorry. Go ahead.
So, well, credit to the movie. It actually explains that there is a progression to this happening. Because when Sig explains it, he says that that ultimately what happened is that over time she's getting weaker, and then at some point she was no longer able to walk, and then a few months later she died, I think, basically due to blood loss because of her missing organs.
well, okay, yeah. That,
Okay,
And
that
they fixed
makes
that in
sense.
2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she,
Hohenheim literally fixes it in
Yeah,
2009.
he literally fixes
Yeah,
it.
like
and
yeah,
he can't
exactly.
do jack for anybody in 2003.
Nope.
He's
No.
pretty
Here you go.
useless.
Yeah.
He just, goes from place to place.
Actually, why?
The
why
Wanderer.
actually, why did he show up in 2009?
Papa was
Why-
a rolling stone.
Well, I guess he helped Ed with the arm. If that's something.
In 2003.
In 2003, I guess he helped Ed with the arm.
What arm?
The steampunk arm. That's something, I guess. Anyway,
Yeah.
Where,
and then he
where,
left again.
where were we?
Let's see. Can we talk about Eckhart?
Yes, please.
Man, okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I remember when I first heard about Conqueror of Shamballa. I really thought that they were going to make Envy the main antagonist. That would have
Yeah.
been
Me
like,
too.
he goes to the real world to find Hohenheim. Edward's already in the real world. That kind of seems like what was going to happen with the setup.
Isn't
But then we get
Destiny-
this new Nazi lady, and the funny thing about her is that she starts out
Like
with the-
Dante.
she
Yeah.
starts out like Dante, cold, calculating, and all that.
Smug.
Smug, yeah,
Her
smug.
shoulders.
Except the only difference is that she's got
the most fastest shoulders. This what it is in Munich.
And the most fascist shoulders in this corner of the world.
Yeah, that is until three other guys show up with the other shoulders. And then my personal favorite part, after they go through the gate, and she turns into a completely different character.
She turns into a raving psychopath.
It's a raving sociopath. Because she's like smirking. She's got even her design looks different.
Covered in cholesterol.
Covered in
she's laughing way too
faces and
much.
stuff. She's evil laughing. I mean, she was a good evil laugh though.
But
but it's too much of a good thing.
Yeah, it doesn't work for the character. Was the issue?
No.
The character that showed up earlier.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just.
What she was doing
It's completely unprompted, by the way.
Yeah, and the character in earlier who was doing magical German incantations and stuff like that. But
if she was already giddy, then if she was already kind of giddy, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
Would have made her different from Dante, that's for sure.
Yeah. Actually, that would probably work.
And then all that
honestly,
that crap when Edward asked the
Oh
question.
yes.
Oh yes, I think that's like
And
Oh yes, the thing I referenced.
knew it was like Descendants. Yeah. I knew that she was going to say some crap like about. I think even in Descendants they handle it better. It's like what kind of villain would say right off the bat, "I'm afraid," and then
afraid.
because I'm afraid, and say
fear, man.
and then say what is scaring her and everything.
Yeah.
Like specifically.
Yeah, being driven by fear, it's fine. It's a good motivation.
You don't
but
say it?
You don't say it. No one says that they're scared outright. Like
No.
Walter White has been in so many situations where he could say that he's scared, but he's not gonna do it because he's got his ego. He's got his ego
And
to think about his pride.
It's obvious.
Never watched Breaking Bad, by the way, but that's what I got.
we will.
It's very obvious that Eckhart, right? Yeah, Diddy. It's very obvious that she has a lot of pride. Why would she ever say to anyone,
I mean, she's
like
a Nazi, so
an 18-year-old kid who's fighting her? Why would she ever tell anyone, especially him, that she's afraid and exactly what she's afraid of?
I actually started laughing when I threw
Same.
that.
Yeah.
I was just like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's like the quality just dropped.
I think the thing that really got me,
like Edward
I think the thing that really,
through the building.
I think the thing that honestly really got me was the fact that when Ed specifically asked her, and I just had a feeling deep within my core, like, oh dang, is that a motor brand I smell? No. Yeah, that's because honestly, that's just like the sort of thing that sort of gripes me with movies wherein the protagonist specifically asks the antagonists what their whole deal is, and unless it's like a scenario, and that only really works if it's like a scenario where they're literally given no choice, or they're literally given like no choice or something like that. But very, very, very rarely, in my opinion, does it work. It's best if you just like understand from like their backstory or something like that why they're doing it, as opposed to protagonists and thereby the audience surrogate asking them what their deal is.
Just to add on to what you were saying before, when the quality just dropped, like Edward, it landed on its back, but unlike Edward, it did not survive.
It didn't get up. It didn't get up.
So what you're saying is that it did what actually happens to someone if you drop them from that height.
Yeah,
They just died.
They get slam dunked through a window, dropped 80 feet from an airplane.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
Real quick, in one scene, or like in two scenes, one after another, they killed Wrath, Hohenheim, and Envy,
And Gluttony.
And Gluttony.
and Gluttony. Like,
That's almost impressive. They tied up four plot lines at once, except not in a neat little bow. It's like a very tangled, messy bow that I would have done because I just trying to work it out.
yeah.
It's just that the little bunny goes under the hill and under another hill, I think. And the bunny hangs itself.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. This movie makes me upset.
Speaking of upset, did you want to talk about the Wind Ring thing?
Oh, yes.
I thought we were going to talk about Envy.
We're coming up in 2.5 hours.
Real quick.
Wow.
Whoa.
Envy is died.
Dead? Well, I mean, Hohenheim definitely is. It's a lot of blood.
Oh, that was so much blood. It was like an amazing amount of blood that comes from a rotting corpse.
If the amount of blood that came from him would change the relative humidity in the air.
Yeah, it make the air red.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel anything. Anyway, I felt something with envy.
Yeah, with him just,
I
just
felt
sort of like disappeared
confusion.
or something.
Yeah, that's what I felt confusion with Hohenheim. I was like,
Yeah, with his last words was kind of basically saying like, I deserve this. I abandoned my son, and then I abandoned my other 2 boys and my wife. I deserve what's
we know
going to
that
happen.
already.
Yeah, but we were expecting, a character or not for you to just tell you Dragon Son like, oh well, time for me to die then. My part in this plot is over.
he didn't even apologize. Did he apologize to Envy?
I don't know, actually.
He didn't. I don't think he did.
No wonder
apologize.
Envy freaking nommed him.
Yeah,
So-
and Envy played a very small part in the movie too.
Tiny.
That's
Like,
what.
He's a giant dragon, and he played a smaller part than he did in the show.
Envy would never stand for that. He never let himself be just a side
the thing
character
to say.
that
You could-
evaporates.
A plot device.
That's the thing to say. He couldn't stand. He had no legs.
Yeah, obvious.
He had 4.
No, in the movie.
In the movie, he didn't have any legs, just a serpent.
Yeah.
That flew somehow.
Did it ever fly?
think-
I mean, he ran
so.
into a wall, but when he tried to get Ed,
my neck.
he's such a bully.
Such a bully. That was fun.
Yeah.
That
And,
kind makes me feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we
Envy in that dragon's suit.
In the chibi thing,
In the
right?
chibi thing. That was so cute. Like, when he was still in it, and then was it?
you misspelled Conqueror and Shamballa.
His part in that is probably my favorite because it made me laugh the hardest when I was like, I would have done that too with misspelling Conqueror and Shamballa. I've actually done it.
I think I would be able to figure out Shamballa after a little while.
I couldn't spell Conqueror.
Yeah, I still can't spell Conqueror.
The first time I wrote out Shamballa, I think I put only one L.
Oh yeah, actually that would make sense then.
Like moving on. Winry.
Yeah. What do you expect?
Yeah, we already
She did
talked
not
about
win.
we already talked about her and Jessica being basically dropped into the plot.
They were dropped to the
Literally,
plot, and then they were doing an investigation of something, whatever. We don't even know.
Yeah.
And then it was all this stuff about, how Al was, when he first came about, when Edward did the transmutation or whatever, he was like a 10-year-old boy who had no memory of what happened beforehand. He knew of his brother. He totally copied his brother. And in the 2 years that, that he was...
Yeah, Alphonse, copy your brother's horrible style. I'm just kidding. It's iconic when he wears
Yeah,
it, but
it's
just still
Yeah.
saying.
I mean,
In the 2 years that, Ed wasn't there, he's in the real world, and, Alphonse was doing his own thing. He became, like, the best alchemist around as a 12-year-old, I guess.
I mean, I guess that part makes sense.
Doesn't make any sense if he doesn't have a teacher,
Well,
because she's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
she
assume he taught him all she knew, and then she sent Al away because she was dying.
Yeah,
So I guess
okay.
that makes sense.
Moving on. Winry makes me sad in this. Like, she's very passive,
Yeah.
I don't want to just hog the stick the whole time, but she was barely used in the plot, obviously, and then the boys they barely thought about her, and then all Ed had to say, like, to Al when Al said, "What about Winry?" It was basically what I was thinking the whole time.
it's like, yeah, what about Winry?
Yeah, and then what did he say?
What about? Yeah.
That's basically what.
No, not really.
No,
He said,
it's like it's basically how they treated their relationship.
yeah. Oh, that sounded so cool.
What Ed said
We're gonna like when we take a snippet of this podcast, we're gonna have to animate that. With, what about
What Ed said in response to what Alphonse said was, tell her she always did make the best automala. And then Alphonse comes with him, so he never gets
never
to
even
tell her
tells
that.
her.
Hopefully Mustang
And
has
she
good
never,
good
and
ears.
she never tags along, which
he might as well tell Winry that's all she's good for. Like, my gosh. And then she's like, I guess this is goodbye then.
Oh, that was really good. You sound just like her.
Thanks, but I mean, really, this is, I guess, is goodbye then, and you smile? Is you stupid?
Well, I think the irritating thing is that the only reason they put her in the underground city was because of the fact that Ed needed the auto mail for that line to work. I don't know.
That's the only reason she was there.
Probably,
And then like
yeah.
they had this reunion, and I could see like in the reunion when he was blushing and all that, we were all kind of smiling. We were like,
Yeah.
yes, this is the ship that we wanted to see.
I expected
Not
to see
Edward
sobbing.
and Noah.
I expected to see sobbing, crying on everyone.
But
Yeah.
neither of them. There was no tears were shed. Not even a little bit. Not even a splash.
I was really hoping tears would be shed in Ed's part because
Yeah.
it's been 2 years since he's seen her and his brother.
Yeah,
And he's been
it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and been taunted by seeing the other versions of them. No shade on the other versions like Alphonse
I don't
and the
know
other world, but
Winry,
but you know they're not them, so it's kind of taunting them because it's kind of almost taunting, you know.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
he hasn't grown close to anyone.
But it just doesn't make any sense. And then it's all this stuff about Ed and Noah, and then Edward. Like, I thought it was kind of powerful when Ed straight up left and he went into his world, and then Noah was like, take me with you, and like they had this whole kind of back and forth, which was kind of weird.
While he was going up in the plane.
a freaking rocket, but I did kind of like it also, even though it made no sense logically.
Yeah.
But like the way she was animated and the voice acting was actually good, and then when she collapsed on the ground because she was so upset about that,
Yeah.
like that was actually kind of made me feel something,
Honestly, I kind of wish that she was able to go to a message somehow to see to see what that world was really like.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
not
what
very
she
different.
wanted.
Like, it's not very different from that world. In fact, it may be a little worse because people have magic and all that. So that you'll be able to see that's what the price would be. And then if she made the decision to go back to the world where she was from, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
Although it'd have to work with her character development and the lie she tells herself and all that,
yeah, but
basic character stuff.
But it's all this stuff with Noah, how she's basically the Rose of the real world, and how there's this Ed and Noah ship, and like what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Did they
And
make
then
this
there's
up too?
Huh?
Here I am, worried, sick about you. the joke when she was basically thinking what we were all.
yeah, we were all. Well, obviously, we're not gonna get drunk because of how mad we are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're back
we're
up.
not gonna.
It's electrolytes.
Keep going.
Continue.
But yeah, Winry was just she was just that love interest, that girl character, and Ed and Al didn't even care about her all that much. If they just left her, and then we're never going to be able to go back into the real world and just left her alone, that was just so cruel.
Yeah. Well, was there anything else?
Any thoughts, Quitzy? You're not saying
nope,
much.
Nope, you guys pretty much said it all.
Well,
a lot of the same things that I was thinking when watching that movie.
Well,
Well, it was crazy.
fusion,
Well,
like
it was
Wait,
crazy.
one at a time.
I was gonna say that the gypsies are really pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
that beginning part when
With
they
the
were
sing-
singing.
That was great.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, and again, early 2000s
Favorite
2D
part of my
animated DreamWorks movie vibes.
Go on, Mister.
Yeah.
My favorite time period.
Yeah.
No, not being sarcastic.
Be quiet, Mac.
Okay.
Let Mister talk.
Honestly,
Please.
honestly, the gypsy singing part, that was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was great.
Mister, if you need to say anything, then and someone keeps talking, then just say it, okay?
Okay,
And say it louder, because you don't want to be drowned out or anything, okay?
understandable. So, what did I just say? Oh, hey, can I say something?
Yeah, sure, of course.
all
Just
right.
start doing that from now on, okay?
Okay, so I've said it a few times throughout this, but I feel like it would have been a lot better if when we ended up staying in the other world as well, because for one thing, the three friends can basically still grow up together instead of having to be separated
Dimensions away.
a little dimension away.
Yeah.
Which is it's a lot more. It's supposed to be a bittersweet ending, but this a lot more bitter than sweet.
It's very bitter.
in that part. So I'm like I said. Honestly, her arc should have ended that way, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, something like that, at least.
But I know clearly some adjustments have to be made for the rest of her arc and going forward. But ending it that way, I think would have worked.
Yeah, it would have been a little more complete with the trio, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we always thought of them as, the blonde trio, pretty much.
The Resin Bull gang.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have anything else.
That's what they're supposed to be, but, you
Right,
know.
visible
Most-
ragtag scamps.
The golden trio.
Yeah, like
Gold, actually,
golden
yeah.
hair.
golden, actually, golden trio's fine.
I like that too.
Yeah, like Los Tres Rubios or something. Blonde trio.
I like golden trio though. Actually,
Yeah.
so are we done?
I think we're done. I
So
think
coming
we've
up on
covered
2
everything.
hours and 41 minutes.
Holy cow! I
Holy
think
smoke, yo.
I'm going
That's-
over everything. I think we've covered everything.
I think we covered everything
Yeah.
as well.
I'll say this much. I wasn't expecting for it to show literal Hitler.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Okay.
Hitler.
He looked, well, like anyone can look good in that style, but it's like he looked kind of cool in that style. I don't mean, I'm not saying Hitler's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he looks like such a dork in real life that
He
in
looks
that
genuine.
style.
Looks like a genuinely
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah,
He looks genuinely evil.
Yeah. Whereas, oh, you have something to say?
I just remembered one more. Point that was actually really good. Consistently good throughout the 2003 series and the movie. It was the music, the soundtrack.
Oh,
yeah.
The soundtrack was
The
phenomenal
soundtrack
throughout.
Yeah, the soundtrack
Yes,
is
yeah.
So good.
Yeah, no matter what, the soundtrack is fantastic. Honestly, like
It's-
really, really great.
Yeah. So there's nothing I dislike about the soundtrack at
Nope.
all. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was
Nope.
it was really good throughout.
Especially like the Brothers theme, which could honestly also work for Brotherhood really, really well.
Yeah.
Seen it used plenty of times for Brotherhood.
Soundtrack was just probably the best thing about the making of that movie.
Yeah, and also
I love the Thule Society theme so
That's very
much.
cool.
It sounds so cool, and again, kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones. Honestly,
yeah. Actually, the soundtrack in the movie was was really good. Now that you mention it, especially like that. What was it? The
Oh, yeah.
this is the Thule Society,
The choir.
Yeah. The Thule Society theme, and to the extent that I have like 2 songs from that soundtrack on my workout playlist, like specifically like the one that played for the big fight in the city. It's called, I think, Destruction of Shangri-La.
I think I have,
yeah, I remember that. Is that what the place was called?
I'm not sure. I just know about it from a Miracle musical song, the Shangri-La thing.
Of course you do. So I think we're done here.
Except for that little tidbit about that lady, that Lyra lady showing up and almost giving us a heart attack.
Yeah, everyone was
I
like,
think that's it.
And that's
Yeah,
meant-
pretty much. And
and the cameo
what the
of
heck?
Scar and
Like
Lust.
the look she gave Edward, and also Scar and Lust look great.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
someone was
They
going
look so good in the real world as well.
I'm surprised that no one's mentioned Nazi Hughes.
Oh, jeez.
We don't like him very
Yeah, I
much.
saw
Yeah,
that.
it was very-
His,
it was very
his redemption
conflicting.
arc was pretty good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Zip even said something along the lines of when he showed later on he had the frickin' pin and everything. He said,
Got the swastika.
Hughes, I want you to look me in the eye and listen to me very carefully because I would feel extremely uncomfortable and guilty if I had to shoot you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I said, and we feel very uncomfortable, guilty and uncomfortable if I had to shoot you. That little red button will make a great target.
You just take the button off. Maybe get rid of the armband too. Just take it off.
Just take off the button, take off the armband. We'll both walk away, and we'll never see each other again.
We can forget this ever happened, but don't forget it to the extent that you put the button in the armband back on as soon as I leave.
Yeah, just burn it in the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good.
I guess we're done.
Yeah, peace out.
We finally done here then.
Yeah.
Coming
Okay.
up on.
I guess this is goodbye.
Well,
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
That's from the movie.
I guess this is goodbye for good.
I think your brain crashed.
Wait, was it for good?
my brain
Yeah, I
crashed.
I guess this is goodbye for good.
But not real. It's not for good.
I guess this is goodbye for good.
Let's watch. We're gonna watch Brotherhood when we're done here. Okay, so
Yeah, and have a snack.
okay. Say a Fullmetal Alchemist line before we can you go off.
I said mine.
Order. Oh wait, that's the other thing.
Well, it's really just basic alchemy to put this whole, a summary of everything that we were saying here together.
Nice recovery.
Talking about segueing from the characters to the story and world building, and into Conqueror of Shamballa.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Full Alchemist line.
Sure.
Okay.
What's something?
Ed, what did you do to my precious automail?
What do you mean? What I do? It's perfectly fine.
Okay,
Brother,
Mac, go.
your wrist is hanging off. Okay, yeah, I know what you say. Oh, snap, sparks.
It's time to light up the diggy dog.
I'm the flame alchemist and I'm gonna be pure. My beats are hot and my rhymes are pure. I like the ladies in the miniskirts. I'll be posing in the mirror without my fancy shirts. I'll set your heart on fire, whoosh, whoosh. And you know my heart is right too. Kaboom, kaboom. I find my heart tonight, it's feeling just right. Kablam, kablam.
Okay, we gotta end this. We gotta end this.
Okay.
Yeah, later.
Bye.
Yeah.
Peace.
Deuces.
Soon enough, we'll be stepping into the spooky month of candy, shinigami, and dangerously convenient notebooks of murder. If you caught the reference, you've just earned a fist bump and a knowing look from each of us because, yep, we're diving into Death Note. After this next week, we're switching to a bi-weekly posting schedule, which means every 2 weeks until the next summer, where we'll be back to posting every Thursday. See you next time, and let us be the first to wish you a wonderfully eerie October.